what they'll find in your body versus COVID.
You could potentially test positive.
Right.
So shouldn't you get vaccinated?
No. Why would I get vaccinated?
Bub did.
He's saying that he could
Bub didn't
potentially.
send well with the.
Damn.
I'm a bitch.
You a bitch.
Nah.
You a bitch.
You can't attack your genetics, bro. Can't attack your genetics.
God damn it. Smacking the veins. God damn it.
Nah, I definitely went at it on some like, if I didn't get it in Atlanta, I'm not getting it.
Bam, you got it. I don't care what you said.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I didn't get it in it,
Well, he tested negative, so.
No,
in Atlanta.
Now?
Yeah, but that's
I'm
he's still within the 90-day window if he would have had it.
No.
I'm
Is
good.
that how that works?
Yeah.
That's how that works.
No, you know
I
what
don't
I
know how you
realized?
prove that though. You have to have your test result.
Bro, this whole thing is bullshit. But what did they tell you about the potential side effects of the vaccine when you took the first shot?
The first shot? No, they just said the temp. You get a temp. Soreness. That was it for the first shot.
See, that's how I know it's bullshit, bro. You ever watch a herpes medication commercial?
No.
Oh my god, hair loss commercial. Like, side effects could be swelling of the balls, explosion of the ankles, all kind of shit for just regular shit.
Diarrhea,
like,
nausea.
But a COVID vaccine, that's just
None of
like,
that.
you might get a sore arm.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
Or a
out
temp.
of here.
Take Tylenol.
I ain't buying it, dog.
Yeah, but you could take the flu shot and only get the flu after.
Yeah, but that would still be more than your
But
arm
what he's
might
saying,
hurt.
he's saying with all these other, you got all these
No, I
other
didn't know
symptoms. You
more
get
hair
diarrhea, nausea.
There's no disclosure.
It's for hair loss.
And what
crazy.
about the people who have the vaccination and still got to get tested before they leave? Still got to get COVID trip
Why do they gotta
insurance.
get tested?
That's just what it is. My mom.
Oh, because you can still get COVID with the vaccine. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to test.
You just
Even if you got the vaccination,
you get COVID light.
you still gotta get COVID insurance, which is
Was
different
Nelly
from
stuck?
trip insurance.
Yep.
Was you following his tweets?
No,
Was he
I
stuck
think
in
that.
Medellin? No, but I think he's like, I'm tired of being here.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I'm tired, but I don't know if he got stuck. I don't think he ever said
Okay.
anything about
No, I
getting
thought he
stuck.
got stuck because of.
I think it was just a
test.
hassle
Oh, okay.
of getting back.
Right,
That's
yeah.
how I read it.
We're ranting.
We are ran.
We're ranting. My
We are
bad,
ranting.
Drew. It's been
Nah,
a
it's
while.
all good.
It's-
This is how we start. This is how we start the podcast.
This is
This is
what we
like,
right into it, yeah.
Current events.
Is it Drew Bar? How do we say it?
You could just say Drew.
Just Drew. Drew's in the building.
Word.
I always say Drew Bar to other people because people know a lot of Drews. So I'm like Drew Bar. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, my guy Drew. Yeah.
Yeah, people think that's my last name and stuff now, so it works.
Love it. What episode did Drew make? 144?
144.
144.
144.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, I've been practicing my Spanish from every intro.
Every episode.
Episode 144 with Drew Bar in the building.
Word.
How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. I can't complain.
You know, we like to start our podcast off with just a quick run back on what the weekend was like. It was Memorial Day weekend.
well, we haven't done that in quite some time.
Yeah, but we can get back to it.
Long
Because
weekend,
mine
Memorial
wasn't
Day weekend.
festive at all.
Well, I want to know what Drew Bar was up to.
What was
Drew.
I up to?
Shit was the worst weather.
Yeah, I was just about to
Trash.
say, like,
There
I
was
didn't-
no cookouts.
yeah, I didn't do
But there was LUB. Did you go?
No, I didn't go.
Didn't
That
go?
was the only thing that was happening for
Love
me
you
that
better.
I could have went to, but I didn't.
Yo, it's sold out in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stay Silent.
Shout out to them.
Yo,
Clap that
which is
up.
crazy.
Shout out to
Clap
them.
that up. Stay silent.
And eggs over. Did you go to eggs over either? Did you make eggs over?
I didn't go to either. Well, I went through eggs over, but like super quick. I was supposed to go back, and then I didn't make it back.
Yo.
But I am like super happy that Crib's
It's
back
back, yeah.
in action, and yeah, I'll definitely be there.
I was like, damn, that shit sold out.
What is that? You texted us what?
Literally, we was in the group text for like maybe 5-10 minutes. And I was like, all right, I'll pay for it. Guys, just send me the money. I went to go pay for it. Sold out.
Yeah, I'm sure you could hit up. You know.
No, I know.
You could be the king.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like doing that either.
Neither,
but So,
neither.
You know, when it goes that quick, it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Drew's like,
Energy control right there.
Yeah, Drew's like, I gotta hit you
could
up.
Call.
But I feel Drew was like, do I want,
Exactly.
I went to the supermarket on.
That's what you did this weekend? That's what you did?
No, this is just following through. I went to the supermarket on Tuesday, and there was a manager complaining to another manager or whatever, and they were like, "What the fuck are we supposed to do with all these fucking buns?"
Oh
That's a fact.
I didn't even think about
yeah,
that.
they ordered up.
Oh my
God,
God.
you did. Oh, shit.
Pissed, bro. He was like, what the fuck am I? All this fucking hamburger meat? What the fuck are we supposed to do with this shit?
I'm freezing that hamburger meat.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm freezing the
Damn.
buns.
I'm freezing the buns.
Freeze the buns.
And
Cause they thought it was about to be.
with some of that acetone.
They're like, outside's open. Yeah, let's order this. Outside is open. People gonna be outside.
People are gonna be outside
People was like,
Not in Rhode Island.
all weekend.
No, I
All
couldn't
weekend.
believe it. I called my mama. She's like, "Oh no, baby, got a little chilly down here." There in North Carolina, she said, it only got to 72. I said 72.
If there was 72 and Sunday was up.
It's 48 with wind chills.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All
was bad.
weekend.
It was crazy.
It was bad.
I didn't do shit this weekend.
Neither.
Nah, I had a good time this week. Yeah, I'm bugging.
Oh, it was, I didn't. It wasn't a whack weekend.
We was at Lakeshore. We was building up.
We were at Lakeside.
You know what I'm saying?
We did
Lakeside.
Lakeside.
Getting right.
Yep.
Just realized there's a whole dam back there. Did not know
Whole
that.
dam
It's
back
mad
there.
wa- I think
There's
my
a
house
lot of
is
water back
hazard.
there.
I had
Lakeside.
no idea that was
Lakeside.
that much water.
I didn't either.
It's Lakeside.
Yeah.
I didn't either. There's a lot of water back there.
Building that up. Saturday I had the cook in. You know.
That looked good.
Yeah.
How was it, Al?
I was in there. Al came through on Sunday,
Good.
watched the
Good time.
games with the
Drew,
leftover cooking.
Reem's the chef here.
I do enjoy
Oh, yeah.
cooking. That's my art, my
That's what he
talent.
does.
Fire.
Other than being Bub's favorite rapper.
Is that natural talent?
Cooking's my talent.
Huh?
Is cooking natural talent?
No.
No.
Alex still agrees with your shit.
No.
Talentless.
I don't think so.
1000%. Yo, you're rocking a lot of. That's 2 weeks in a row.
I know.
That's 2 weeks in a row. You're gonna cover that next week.
They sponsoring us?
This guy.
Whose shirt is it?
I'm not gonna say the name.
Thank you.
Oh.
Smart man. Smart man. He
Why?
learned.
Because y'all don't want nobody else to know?
Nah.
That's a Target t-shirt. I know a Target
Well, are you shaming?
t-shirt. You know what it is. It's a Target
It's a
t-shirt.
Target t-shirt.
Are you shaming?
No.
What if I shop at Target? And
I'm just mad that y'all keeping it all anonymous and shit.
Well,
Like,
there's
just
a
come out
reason
and let me
why.
know it's
But-
$13.99 and I can go get 3 of them.
Nah, not for $13.99. You won't get one.
Niggas haters. Whatever, I ain't with it anyway. I'm about this bodega life. I'm about this Drew Bar bodega
Oh, my
life.
fault.
What up,
Yeah,
though?
yeah, that's what we talked about today. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, how the weekends wrap up? Just really a bunch of nothing?
it was raining all weekend.
Sunday, I had the parents over. Funny, like, get out the shower, come into the kitchen. Sean sitting there, his laptop out doing his homework.
His birthday's this week.
You got a brew. You got a brew. So I go in the fridge. I'm looking at the.
He got one of yours.
My mother was like,
It's both hours.
my mother said, "What? Oh, if you say it's a go, it's a go. Let's go. If Nana say it's a go, it's a go."
Because he is 21.
So
Happy
Sean said this. Was
21st.
Sean said it, which is he's right. He said you have to be 21 to legally purchase alcohol.
These are facts.
He's getting technical.
Yeah,
These are facts.
he's learning how to argue, man. He's learning.
I didn't know it wasn't an argument. You're right.
But he was just.
Yeah, he was
He's
prepared.
21.
He was prepared.
He
was
Yeah, he
prepared.
just drew the sword just a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
I'm ready.
Right.
Okay.
But what is he? He's a week away.
Yeah, Saturday. Drew, my son will be 21 on Saturday. My oldest. Yeah,
That's
Shout out to you, man.
yeah.
a milestone.
Yeah. No claps. No.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know you were fishing for it.
what happened
Alex
with
hasn't been
21?
good with social cues lately.
No, Sean will be 21 Saturday.
21 is just alcohol, though, right? There's no other driving, voting, kicked off your parents' insurance.
Need
You can
25
still
to rent
stay
a car.
on there. Oh, can't rent a car yet. All right. 21's
I
a big
think
deal.
tobacco might be 21 now.
Is
right?
it?
Isn't it?
I might-
I'm
I
pretty
might be.
sure.
It
Yeah,
might be.
it's something like that.
He can go to the weed spot. He can go to the
Oh yeah, the
He can
dispensary.
definitely go to
Go
the
to the
dispensary
dispensary.
right now.
Sean, I don't feel like leaving the house. Can you go to the liquor store for me?
Yep. That.
All right.
You ain't doing nothing.
And he has a car.
Congratulations.
That.
Yes, shout out to Sean. 21.
Congratulations. Wow. 21 is that year where it's like you're now officially able to fuck your life up for a little while.
For a little
Yeah.
while.
Right?
Oh
Like,
man,
just-
I think that was 21 was like the incline of fuck up.
This is the fuck your credit up phase right now. 21.
Cause the credit cards start coming. You're just like,
100%. You're in college?
yeah. Let me get 2 of those.
Where were you at 21?
Where was I?
That's in the hospital.
I was
You were in the hospital?
just moved in our first apartment.
Just moved in your first apartment.
You had an apartment at 21?
I sure the fuck didn't.
You had an apartment.
Because you had a kid at
I had a
21.
kid.
So,
Okay.
My mother and father, Gina and Chip. Another story of that nigga with this nigga.
Could have been Julius Erving.
oh man.
Oh, they told Sean the story Sunday. I said, Sean, see how the family trees is all fucked up? The
My mom
lineage.
chose Chip over Julius Erving.
Chose my father over Julius Erving. Come on, Drew.
That's great.
She chose my father over Julius Erving. Like, this nigga.
Drew said that's
But like Julius Erving
like,
was like,
what?
I've never known anyone that met Julius
Right.
It
Erving.
could have been Apprentice J.
Like,
Maybe he was saying it right.
oh, man.
Hey, he's a chip off the whole block.
What'd you
He
say?
was it.
Yo, he's definitely talking about your mom getting smashed, bro.
Oh, man. I forgot the story I was going to tell. Shit.
Chip and your mom told,
No, I was going to say something before that.
Oh, I asked where were you at 21?
apartment.
Oh, yeah, the story. So, my mother and father, what I thought, bought a condo. Had 2 floors. Me, Tiff, and Sean we had the downstairs basically to ourselves. And then I come back to the crib, and my father's like, yeah. So, yeah, me and your mom, we're moving out. I'm like, all right, cool. Moving out?
Where are we
I
going?
got 2 floors.
No. You moving out? We got this. Not that we would have been able to afford it. Not at 21. I was making $9, $10 an hour. So I wasn't going to afford that. Right? And then, so he was like, yeah. And so you still going to have to move.
Yeah, this is out. It leaves with us. Our name's on the lease.
No, they didn't buy it. I thought they bought it. The person that owned it sold it.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I'm like, nah, they're going to get another 2-bedroom. It's like, nah, we're moving into a 1-bedroom.
We downsizing. We done with our
You don't,
kids.
you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about a nigga like me, right?
No.
Yeah, and then we got our own place, but yeah,
Where were you at 21, Alex?
I don't remember.
No?
I don't remember.
reading a book, something, playing figure.
I mean, definitely playing video games, but that's all I can tell you. I don't.
Oh, Drew.
Definitely wasn't outside.
You see where it's coming.
Drew's like, yeah.
We're downtown Boston.
Yeah.
Mass holding.
Heavy mass on. Yeah, I was junior year at college, obviously 21, and yeah, living in Boston, living in like Dorchester my junior year, and yeah, that was it. But I was never a big drinker. Like even when I was before 21, and I think when I turned 21, I don't know, I warmed up to it a little bit more, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I like always was more privy to smoking, kind of, so I didn't go too crazy.
Stoner, huh?
That's that creativity.
No,
That's
yeah,
that's all right.
yeah. I wish I was a
21,
smoker.
in downtown Boston, did you know already what your major was gonna be, or you in between?
So, actually,
decisions as far as school?
Yeah, so I had just started my Bodega internship probably the year before. I think I started the internship at Bodega my sophomore year. So I kind of had a step in the door of the place I
felt
wanted.
where you were going.
But like, I felt like for me, man, going through college, I never knew what that career or what I was gonna do after, you know? Like, for me, I was going to Suffolk, I was going for business, and I didn't necessarily, my biggest thing that I remember saying all the time was like, I don't want to have to wear a suit every day. And that was like where I started focusing on like where I was going for internship. So I applied to like Bodega Concepts, and there was Karmaloop at the time in Boston. And I was like, I want to try to figure my own lane in here somewhere so I can be comfortable. And
Are those stores?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into what Bodega is and Karmaloop.
Oh, yeah,
I
sorry.
out here,
But,
so
I don't know what.
I don't
Bodega
know
is.
what any of this is right
Okay.
now. All I know is that you said you never wanted to wear a suit again, which eliminates mad jobs.
Especially at that time.
Be a janitor.
Yeah,
Especially at that time.
It was like,
like you
sure.
know what? When you say suit, you mean dress up suit, or you mean like any kind of uniform?
And a uniform.
yeah, it was the uniform
No
thing,
uniform,
and
yeah.
I
I'm with that.
don't know,
I'm
man.
not-
I went to school for like marketing because I also didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was like, I guess I'm gonna go to business school. Because I didn't have like, I felt like. Wait, are we still on the 21 question? You
Yeah,
answer
we
the
still-
21.
Drew said you ain't gonna get about this.
You go.
Drew said, "Why you trying to skip me?"
My 21 was very easy. I was in the basement at 91 Treadwell, Staten Island, New York, recovering from a gunshot. Yeah.
Way to bring us down.
I should have went first.
Reem did go first though.
He did say.
I was wearing a suit.
Without detail, but he
just
said
a
it.
hospital gown. Styling that motherfucker, Drew. Don't sleep though, bro. I had it on both sides so my ass cheeks wasn't out. These life hacks.
I see.
No, but let's just bring it back to the places that you spoke about that I really don't know anything about. Right? Carmelu, Bodega. There was a third one I thought.
Concepts. Yeah.
What are these things?
So Bodega and Concepts are two boutiques in Boston, like sneaker based for the most part. Concepts started in like, I want to say 96, 97 in like Cambridge, and they were more of a skate shop to start out. They were the first store to have like a Nike SB account. So a lot of those dunks that you see now that are they were the first store to have to carry that product pretty much. So they were like one of the earlier people, I guess, in the scene for Boston. And then Bodega started in 2006, opened as a like streetwear, footwear retail boutique in Back Bay in Boston. A little bit before that, in between the Concepts and Bodega thing was Carmelu. And Carmelu was like, they had a couple retail locations, but they were really known for online. And they kind of were like the Walmart of like streetwear for a minute online, where they had like every brand. They were constantly like running like sales and like, yeah, but it was all like brands that people wanted, but it was like a place you could.
Vans, Supreme, like where we
not even brands. Supreme. It's like 10 Deep.
Yeah.
Rocksmith, like that era of like, you know, I'm trying to think of what else. But yeah, very much like graphic tees, like,
but they're just retailing, they're not manufacturing.
No.
Whereas Concepts or Concepts I think is a retail store too, but when I think about Bodega, are they actually creating the pieces that are in the boutique?
Yes, but not at a huge scale. It's like a part of the, you know, like we'll have like a rack of our own stuff, but like I guess the biggest difference when you look at the three is Carmelu, Concepts and Bodega were known for footwear, and Carmelu was more straight clothes. Yeah. Okay. So that was the biggest difference.
We talk about, because I remember Dunks, right? I remember having some, and they weren't. I guess that's every sneaker now. It wasn't expensive.
This whole episode is an education for me.
So they kind of look like, if you didn't know what Jordan 1s look like, you would think they were Jordan 1s. Until, if you know what Jordan 1s, they're not.
So
remotely
they weren't
close.
Jordans, they were Nike?
They're Nike.
Yeah.
The crazy part is that like I had Dunks before Dunks were
like
dumb.
That's what I'm saying.
And before skating,
like
honestly,
SB,
is what made SB made him crazy. Right. But before then,
there was a rapper that talked about SB Jordans.
I had the orange and white ones, and I was mad about it at first. Like, these ain't ones. Mama was like, these Nikes, they just as good.
And so I remember they wasn't expensive.
You know what they were? They were like, at first they were the basketball shoe that like had every team color,
right?
Kind of that you could.
Yep.
It would.
Like you can go to East Bay and get every color.
Exactly. That's what it was. East Bay, when you saw like
East Bay, you get every color Dunks.
It was like that.
Why did the SB make it different? Does SB stand for skateboard?
Yes.
Okay.
Kick, push. SB Dunks.
Mind blown.
He said it in the song.
It's not the Super Bowl. Skateboard, huh? Mind blown. So Tony Hawk fucked up the price of the
Dunks.
Yeah, Dunks.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know exactly. I think it's like it was a mix of a bunch of things at once, right? But the main thing was they started attaching like stories, like these stories and like reference points to the shoes. So they'd be like, this one's inspired by I don't fucking know. There's like ones inspired by Heineken beer. There's ones inspired, you know, so they like made the shoe really connect to these other points of interest that people had and shit.
Yeah.
And it just like deepened it, I think, for certain people that might not have, like you said, like might not have been into Dunks or whatever, but then it's like, yo, these are the MF Doom had a pair. You know, and then it's like, oh, I fuck with MF Doom.
Right. And they're selling out.
Yeah.
So now it comes to the Ben and Jerry joints, right? They got like
for sure
different colors, different patterns on it.
Can't get those.
No. Those sold out like this.
Nah, yeah.
You can get them.
Yeah, if you
For
got the
them.
money.
Oh,
So they release
For
these types
mortgage.
of sneakers and then
They're like-
and then it's out and then it's never again.
They're like auction type.
Yeah, it's like so when it started, it was like more like limited
Yeah.
and stuff, and that was another thing that just drove it crazy, you know, because people want what they can't get type
Right.
of thing. And now is like the resurgence of where like Nike brought back the Dunk in the past like 2 years, and they made it a focus, and like that's why it's coming out in every color you could imagine, and it's not gonna stop for like I don't even know at least another year. But it's them like bringing it back in a way, and like trying to like I don't know, it's so weird because like I feel like that gap is shortened where it's like now people are bringing back stuff that was just here like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like before it would like go all the way away and then it would come back.
Like
People are
it took
oh,
bell
shit.
bottoms to go through the end of the 70s, all of the 80s, most
Yeah,
of the
like
90s, then the
disappear
2000s. Now they're back again.
Like
You're
baggy
saying,
jeans are coming back. Like it's
There's like that cycle is like way shorter now.
Like,
The cycle is super short.
And I was thinking about this the other day, and I think it all exists at once, and that's why. Because before, it's like everyone used to get the trends and shit from the same places, and now it's just with social media and everything, it's you could tap into whatever you're into, and you know,
So I can get why you say all of these trends existed at one time. They didn't come in waves,
Right.
right? But now, because now we can see it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
And
So
it's
you
just
can
like-
just pick up whatever you want and be like,
Like people were wearing
Oh.
skinny jeans across the country before people really adopted it. Like I was watching Eddie Murphy Raw. I was watching Eddie Murphy Raw the other day, Sunday.
He's wearing a skinny suit.
A leather
Skinny suit.
purple suit.
Yeah.
bright red.
So you can't tell me skinny jeans.
88, 87 something?
That was the second one.
Right. He had the red one on in the first one.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
can't tell me skinny jeans wasn't around. Dudes were wearing crop tops. Dudes, men.
Yeah.
Fishnet.
Jim
not
Jones
gonna
was the
happen.
first one I saw wearing skinny jeans. And a chain, and a skull chain. While people were still wearing baggy jeans. That wasn't trendy.
I'm not mad that the 6X white tees are gone.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I miss those.
That the
I miss those.
48
I miss those.
jeans on.
Free size? The free size all the way down to your
every
knees.
single color.
Your knees.
Long as shit.
You have to
no
tuck it
reason.
behind the next tail or,
I'm all set with all that.
sidekick or whatever you have.
I'm
all set with all
disappointed
that.
about Jabos not being here.
Well, shout out to, because that
but
got to
there's
be.
certain pockets
They
of
are.
people
Yeah.
doing
No, they're coming back.
fine.
They're coming back.
Yeah.
Jabos are coming
About
back.
to hit 40 next
Jeans.
week, bro. Look.
Jeans?
Yeah. So
I look like
Cash
Sean
Money
in
was
the
known for
office
wearing the
with Jabos
Jabos.
on.
Cash Money Click with the Reeboks. But
With
I
the
got it.
black
That's
trim
is
on
that a
them
Boss
and the
Jean
different
T-shirt?
pockets.
Yo, I don't. It doesn't have the real label. It's either
Oh, I
like
was about to say because I was like, Boss Jeans was like I had Boss Jeans in high
Yeah.
school.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah,
I
saw the
that's
Boss
what it
with the
reminded
J.
me of too.
Yeah.
But I don't think it actually is.
Can I ask you a question about the because you alluded to it when you were saying that they build a story behind the sneaker. So when you bring up the Ben and Jerry SBs, is that like a corporate collaboration with Ben and Jerry's, or does someone create the sneaker based on their thought of Ben and Jerry's, and then I guess just ask for their sign off on it?
So that one came across like an actual like partnership type thing
Right.
where they work together. For
I fuck
sure.
with Ben and Jerry's hard though. Like,
But oh yeah.
politically,
Oh yeah, the
flavor-free.
yo, that's the best
Ben and
shit.
Jerry's does no wrong here.
They cookie and cream for me, but
Nah, I feel that. So I think that one was like more of a partnership, but the biggest indicator, I guess, is like if you look back at like the Heineken Dunks, like those weren't official Heineken, but they just made them the colors. But you don't see the Heineken logo like on the box or on the shoe. So like when it doesn't have all that,
It just got the name.
yeah, it's
through
just
word of mouth,
Yeah,
but it's not like
they
a corporate
kind of
sponsorship.
They give it that name in quote. It's like a nickname because they can't officially call it
Right.
that, but they want to let people know what.
but
the
if you drink
reference and
Heinekens, you like
inspiration
Heinekens,
is.
you buy the
Yeah.
the Heineken
What were
Dunks.
the Jordan Bugs Bunnies? Were those a real sneaker name? Weren't they just?
None of all the Jordans when they recreated them, they came out with names, right? Like the
Well, they did that with this. Well, the Bugs Bunnies were
Yeah,
the 8s, but then the 7s were the hair.
the hair.
The hair
So it
Jordans.
did have, yeah.
It did.
But were they really like?
I think it was the
name,
color.
or was it just?
No,
like
yeah,
you
it was
said?
like more like it was like a nickname.
Right.
It
Right.
wasn't the official like
The LeBron
partners.
Fruity Pebbles.
Like what is it? What the 11s are the patent leather ones, right?
The only pair that I ever
Breads,
wanted.
The 11s.
So
yeah.
when they
Almost
came
won
out
mine
again, they were
ever.
called Tom Fords. I'm like, what?
Nah.
They were 11s when I was in high school when they came out.
Yep.
They were the 11s.
Nah, they before. Oh wait, because that's the white and black ones are Tom
Yeah.
Fords.
Then everything
what
was
I
bread.
invented
Everything was
bread.
bread.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Bread 11s. They wasn't bread 11s when in 96, 97.
Bread
It was
11s?
just
The black and red
the
ones.
black and red ones.
Patent leathers.
Black and red bread.
Shit's fire.
Wow. I just got it.
Yeah.
You see what they did there?
Just got it. Yeah. Honestly, niggas gotta grow down for the rest of the podcast. Geriatric out this bitch.
Drew's like,
Yo, Kava said, what
I'm
did you
old too, but goddamn.
We gotta relax.
Drew, I honestly thought you was much younger.
Yeah, a lot
So
of
did
people do.
So when you said 21, I was a junior. I was like, nah. In college, I was like, okay.
Yep.
So you're marketing. Where does marketing? How do you fit marketing into what you do now?
So
Oh, where does it lead you?
Oh, how did you get to Bodega?
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Right.
All right, so I start this marketing class, and they say you can get class credit. Don't even have to show up to class if you get an internship, and they'll sign off on the hours or whatever. So I was looking, and like I said, I applied to Concepts, Bodega, and Karma just because it was like it was me just quickly thinking like, where are my interests right now? I've always been into sneakers, like just from my aunt and family members always getting me shoes, and it's just like always been a part of my life in a way. And like, you know, in high school it's always a thing that, especially like when I was in high school, it was Jordan. So I don't know, it was just like something where I was like, well, I'm gonna apply to these 3 first, and if it goes somewhere, I'll follow through with it, but if it doesn't, I'll like look elsewhere. And Bodega is actually the only place that really like hit me back. And I got the internship there. It was like once a week, and it was just mad busy work. It was like
Grabbing coffees.
not even
cheesecake.
that. It was just like compiling. They would do dumb shit like give me like the best of Boston It was a magazine at the time. They'd be like, hit up everyone in here and get their contact info. Email, like building their like contact list. Yeah, their press list.
That's building your contact list.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he was thinking that.
No, at the time I was not.
It's like bullshit.
It's not some shit right now, like on the low though.
So
Hipping you the game.
So I'm there, but this is also before they sell any product online. This is before they have social media. So I recognize being there for the full year, getting my class credit, for me to stick around, there's like this opportunity in that space, because this is like when Twitter's like starting, and I have one, but like the only people on there are like famous people, and they're like talking to each other, and it's like this weird thing, but like I still understood it more than anyone else at Bodega. So I don't know, I just realized that was like my opportunity to like stick around. So I started all that stuff for them.
Now.
Yeah,
this is your contribution now.
Exactly. So then it turns into me starting all the social media stuff, and then starting the web store, and like doing everything for it, like editing the product to go on the website, writing the like everything to get a product to be sold online. I was like doing all that, and that was years.
Where marketing comes in.
Yeah. And that was years of like managing that stuff. So it was managing social media, it was doing PR, it was like outreach to blogs and such to get us certain looks in press. And then I don't know, that was like 4-5 years of like that, but the role kind of like transforming along the way. And then it's like it goes into like this project management kind of space where I'm working more with. Well, first of all, every day I was sitting with the original designers. That was like where my office was, or my seat. And I was sitting with them every day, so I was seeing what they were doing. And I've always been into like drawing, and like pretty much I grew up, my mom cleaned houses, so I was always in offices for like architects and artists, and like I would just be there with her, but I'd be able to like play with stuff. And this is like stuff I haven't thought about till recently in terms of like reflecting and like wondering kind of thing. And it's not anything that like along the way I'm like, it wasn't anything I looked at as like significant.
It was really your environment.
Yeah.
Yo, this
so,
is part of his Hall of Fame speech, by the way.
It was me and mom.
But drawing people in like,
You the real MVP, mom.
but
I love it.
yeah, man. So one thing leads to another. I end up doing more project management stuff. Then I've always been around the designers, but then I started actually working with my boy Pat, who was designing, to like coordinate stuff, just keep his everything on track in terms of design, because like a lot of people who are super creative and artistic don't tend to be the most organized, and so I came in on that front there. And then he eventually left, and the design role presented itself, and that was probably like 2.5 years ago. And at that time, I had already had. There's like two things happening at once, because I started my own brand. Like, I started my own brand out here when I first started at Bodega, and then that reached a certain level that justified them offering me the design role, kind of. So that's how it. That's like how it all.
It was kind of like your audition tape was what you were doing on the side for yourself, and then they saw it was like, oh, we can incorporate that here.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, so it was just like the opportunity. It was all timing and like the opportunity presenting itself.
This is a safe environment right here, and we really prefer that people talk their shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I could tell that he's trying to be like humble, like, yo, I don't want to say, but like I saw it.
I brought Twitter to Bodega. Yeah, okay. I designed some. First of all, you were smart enough to realize I'm in the design environment. I'm out here marketing and designing this shit. Why don't I design the products that I'm actually marketing for?
Yeah.
You did that. Yeah, that's another one of those. It's another one of those. Then you ventured off, did your own shit, came back, brought it to the home base.
Yeah.
Didn't violate, and then they brought it on board. And now you are what? America's next top designer.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now, right?
Yeah. Now I'm like the lead designer for like collabs and the private label. So anything with the Bodega, any product with the Bodega logo, I guess, is like what I'm involved in now.
And
shit, true.
Again, now this is, you said that as part of the business model, we are retailing to a degree, but then there is that subset where you can have it created.
Yeah.
Like I can go to Bodega, talk to Drew, lead designer, have it created.
Yeah.
What can I do that with?
With anything, almost like Bodega, that was a big thing. So when Bodega, to go back to explain Bodega real quick. Bodega was like,
thank you.
It was a moment. It was for Boston, but beyond Boston, for like the retail landscape, because it was such a heavy retail concept, and the concept pretty much was there's this storefront that looks super beat up, like a corner store. That with the faded windows and such,
Corner store, hot dog stand,
no sign on the front. It's super like dreary. You walk in, and then it's like, it's like a little storefront, right? And it looks like just like a real mom and pop small operation corner store, and
in the middle of Back Bay though. Like we're not talking about in the outskirts of Boston.
No.
We in the heart of the city.
Yeah. Right. And then you walk up to the soda machine. So the soda machine, pretty much they took the face of a soda machine, and if you could imagine it on a automatic door, when you get close to the automatic door, and it looks like the soda machine's like embedded into the wall, but it's really on the face of an automatic door. So you get close enough, and the door opens, and then it's like high ceilings.
It looks like
wood.
It's a speakeasy.
No,
yeah, exactly.
That's what it is, but it also looks like
I had to go to Bodega.
It's really like if you thought about it in some illegal terms, it looks like a front, like a
exactly,
storefront, really.
And so the owners, like the whole thing, it's 3 owners, and it came about like they had been traveling and stuff, and there was a lot of speakeasies over in Europe and in these other places that they had been to. And then also they would come back to Boston and be kind of like, they were always into gear and shoes and stuff, so they would always have to go to New York to get what they wanted. And they were like
everybody.
They're like, we need to do something out here, so like all our friends have a place to go and get the stuff. And pretty much they wanted to like lead with the concept of the retail store to like help land certain accounts, because they were like, you know, we kind of can help like legitimize your product, because like we're on this like if you know type energy, and
we will I guess enhance the authenticity of your product, because the only way you know that it's even here is because you know we're here.
Exactly.
Right. But you can't sell the same shit in Modell's though.
No.
If you're gonna give it to us, it gotta be here. It can't be at Modell's.
And that's so then that opens that whole concept and idea of Bodega just opened the door for certain partnerships, because every brand wanted a piece of it, but they wanted to be on the shelf. So it's like the way Bodega leveraged their concept and physical space was like, oh, we'll get stuff on the shelf, but we need a creative project for us to like flex our creativity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so a lot of the early relationships started like that. So it's like, I think the first shoe was like a Converse that they did, and then it was like Converse, Reebok. It was shoe companies that were based in Boston, because it was easier to access.
And there's a lot of them. Nothing for one concept shoe at Bodega.
Oh yeah.
For a Converse or a Reebok, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But I guess the return on it can be through the roof, because this one Converse that would cost them $7 to make, they're gonna retail at Bodega for $120.
That, and then I guess in terms of like what it does with the audience is it just like raises the perception of that product. If Bodega, like if it goes through Bodega first, or if it it's like all the brands you see kind of. If it's like, it could be Kith, or it could be like that's how they play it all the time.
Especially if you get it, like you see something.
I'm not a fan of Kith.
Yo, I'm so mad that you brought up Kith.
Oh,
but like Kith got me for an $88 white T-shirt. I still don't know why I bought it.
I'm not into them.
I don't get it.
Why you mad at Kith?
Well, one, I was going to an all-white party.
They got it.
And I'm in New York, and my brother's like, yo, we got to stop by Kith, because Kith is a big thing out there. And I walk in the store. They got a cool-ass store, though, in New York. The one with the endless hole of sneakers. It's like they got this mirage type thing where you look down, it just feels like you can fall for forever. And they do all of the different collabs with all of the different people. So I'm in there and I'm caught up in that.
But that's the game now.
I'm like, but all I need is a white T-shirt. Oh, here goes one. And $88. And I'm just like, wow.
I would be like, yo, where's JCPenney?
Nah,
where's Walmart?
My jeans was too nice. My jeans was too nice for like a.
They got the Hanes.
Nah, man, at least go to TJ Maxx and get the 3-pack Tommy or something.
Polo joint.
Nah, I could do it, but you said Kith. My brother's big on it.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of people.
I don't knock it. Honestly,
what's wrong with
Asians? That's the most I've seen in there was Asian people buying Kith inside that store. It was wild.
Well, we don't want to lose potential sponsors. No,
I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying, like,
Asians is a big community. Though. They were buying Kith, and Kith is winning.
They were almost legitimizing it for me when I was there. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers is coming all the way from across 2 continents to come and buy this shit from this store.
It was all natural.
Well, they buy all the expensive shit.
100%.
They do.
They buy all the expensive
100%.
shit.
What's up with Kith though? You said you don't like Kith.
I'm just not into. It's just no. I'm just not into.
Is it getting Supreme-y?
No. It's just like it's so, all right. So with me, we were talking about stories and stuff, and I think some of the stuff they do is just it's like. You know when something's so like I kind of like doing stuff and like letting people take it how they will and not having to like explain too much kind of, because it's like I feel like magic is lost.
We've been
in
on
that.
your IG page.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they do the opposite where they'll explain the fuck. It's like, yo, we made this color blue because the blue of the ocean and I'm just like, I just don't like how it looks, so it doesn't matter.
Imagination out of it at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
But it
could just be like corny.
But they also did major collabs like with LeBron.
Yeah. No, they do like. Yo, they do amazing like projects and stuff, and I guess I brought them up because that's like, so what happens is like sneaker companies will sit down and they'll be like, yo, we got this new, or like it could be an old model that they're reintroducing, or it could be a brand new model and they're like yo, when it comes to the market, we need these certain accounts or retailers to like legitimize it by doing their spin, and we're gonna let that run for 6 months, and they're gonna be super limited, and not everyone's gonna get them. So when we hit them with the regular shit that's in Foot Locker or whatever, it's like people are gonna pick it up because
it's close enough.
Yeah.
I get that. That's capitalism. I fuck with it.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
So you're in Bodega. Mm-hmm. You're now
head designer.
You're working with the design team.
Marketing.
You are the design team,
curator
right? At this point in time.
Yeah, I had help for the like a year in between the past 2.5, but it's been mostly.
Did you? Because I walked out. So did you design anything before you became head designer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was saying
his joint.
Yeah, so Beyond All Reach.
Yeah.
It was like that's where the bar comes from.
Right. Yeah.
The Drew Bar thing. It's like I started that brand.
Beyond All Reach Bar. Okay.
Yep.
Got
That
you.
acronym.
See what he did there?
Okay, I got it.
I
got it. I'm here.
That was a bar.
Now I'm trying to find that Beyond the Reach.
That was a bar. I'm here. That was a bar.
So
they find some of that.
That was some. Even like doing that, it was just like, you know, I didn't go to school for design, so I wasn't about to try to like be like, oh, I'm trying to design, like, what's up, blah, blah, blah. You know, I was like, I gotta like do it, and I did it, and I was doing it on the side, and pretty much it reached the point where like one of the owners and the buyer at the time was like, yo, why don't we carry it? And that's like what I was like working towards, kind of, because I didn't want to ask for that shit, kind of. I didn't want to be like, yo, I'm doing this brand, because that's like everyone that like in that environment, everyone that walks through the door is on that shit. That's kind of like, oh, I'm doing this thing, and it's just like,
yeah. Is anybody else tripping over Drew's white boy voice?
Not Drew's voice. Get Drew's voice. Do you not hear him dropping Drew's white boy voice right now?
I'm doing this thing.
I feel like you're clowning white dudes. I'm doing this thing.
He said, a white dude clowning white dudes.
Hilarious. White and white crowd. Thanks,
So yeah, you humbled yourself first, dove in the dark. You studied your art in the dark when no one else was watching. Then you hit them with it, like, yo, Beyond All Reach, and they were like, kid's on to something.
Yeah, pretty much. It like they carried it in the store. It was like at the time it was like the best selling like local brand kind of out of nowhere, and that just set me up for like when that design role presented itself. They're kind of like looking around, and it's kind of like, well, you already did shit that is sold in the store that didn't even have the Bodega name, so it
wasn't even a collab. It was just yours.
No, it was just
solely yours.
Yeah, it was just my.
I like it.
Shit at the time.
I like it.
Yeah,
you can swear on it.
So since then, how many people in this new design role have you been able, or companies have you been able to, I guess, collaborate with? Just give us a broad number, and then outside of that, if you feel like you want to, who's your favorite?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, after this year is up, it's definitely over 20 like different brands and such that we have collab with since I've been designing there, and the most frequent and consistent, I guess, has been New Balance.
Could I, like, is there a way, like, I can get it, like, early text? I've missed every collab that came out. I missed them all. And people are like, oh, you get the New Balance? No, I didn't.
Shoe drops.
No, but if you hit,
and the next 30 minutes,
they look cute on your feet, I guess. Whatever.
They only make 2 size 12s.
I mean, you could just hit me.
Alright, cool.
So
I don't want to do it.
I know.
Alright, cool. Enough said.
Hit him for 4.
That's about.
None of y'all getting the number.
How many 4 of those?
That's about the only thing I got pull on. It's like the Bodega brand shit. Because people hit me all the time for like Yeezys or whatever, and I'm just like, yo, I gotta, like, they pretty much have it now where like the staff has to enter a raffle because there's so much staff,
that's like everywhere.
and it's just like people abuse that shit.
Right.
Like, I don't try to buy shit that I don't really want to keep for myself. Right. You know what I mean? But like, there's people that are gonna say they want every single one because there's money to be made with every single one, which I understand too.
My nephew's a huge sneaker fan.
He is.
Huge.
Money's no joke.
And he has like a whole Like he spends a lot.
He
of
was
money.
when he told him he was coming on.
He was excited.
Oh, for real?
He was very excited. I was gonna start the podcast with that. My nephew, when me and Reem were talking. I don't know if you remember.
We were just talking to him the other night.
For like 3 hours over the phone, and me and Reem were talking about how you were coming on the podcast, and I had him on speakerphone, and I go, Drew Bars coming on, and all I heard from the other side of the room is my nephew, who's 20 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Drew? I was like, all right, so. Now in case you didn't know your reach, you know your reach.
It's a real thing.
Like, yeah, that's crazy.
He was gassed. What?
1,000%.
Drew! Who knows Drew?
Beyond no reach.
Damn, I got a plug for Monty.
Nigga on the train.
Monty's usually the person
I had no idea, but what he got excited, I got excited. Oh shit, we find out.
That's dope.
And my dumb ass coming here like, yo, how can you give me these Yeezys?
Here's another one, dog.
And to be honest with you, I'm right at that age where
That's acceptable.
no, New Balance is the right sneaker.
No, that's the right sneaker.
Oh, yeah.
New Balance is the right
Yeah,
sneaker
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
They come in wide.
But like if you go
Balance
to
is the
extremely comfortable.
Yeah.
so my first time, not my
Okay,
first
add some
time, but
drip
like
on
It's New Balance. After 40, you get New
a
Balance.
New
Yeah, you
Balance.
get
one of my first times like really paying attention to, because certain cities have a certain shoe. Like Boston is Adidas, right? It's like the top 10 shell toes was like the thing.
Word? Yo, y'all don't when you speak, don't assume we know. Cause
no?
So Boston, so every city has its own.
Some, not everyone, but
it's
like
mostly Northeast.
yeah, Northeast.
And then like
That's
LA
crazy,
has
word.
like Chucks and
So what's called?
Cortez or something.
Providence is the melting pot.
What does that mean?
I think Providence mixes New York and
Right,
Boston.
Boston.
Honestly.
Oh, okay.
So like
style-wise,
when I was in
yeah.
high school,
Jordan's dunks and
so I
Adidas.
had shell toes, I had top 10s.
Yeah.
Then Air Forces. But when you go to New York, different boroughs call them different uptowns.
Yeah.
Uptown. So I
Right.
never
It's
called
always
them
uptowns.
Air Force
Yeah,
Ones.
yeah.
Right.
Nelly called them Air Force
Ones. People call them ones.
Call them uptowns.
People call them ones, but uptowns. And
Ones,
so
good.
like skip the holes. Like we adopted that here because that was happening in New York. You skip the holes, and it was just like.
Is that why I do it?
Wait,
Yeah.
what do you mean skip
Oh,
the
shit.
whole?
Why you do it?
on the
when you
sneakers?
lace it that
You
way?
mean lace them? You skip
Oh no
a row of the.
I was doing a straight lace.
Oh yeah,
But that's back in now.
Did the straight down.
But so it's like different
dope. I
cities
didn't know that.
had so it's just like. But if you go to Baltimore, New Balance,
That's what they wear.
the New Balance that you wouldn't even think you would wear, you're like they wearing them.
Honestly, my father.
Not different colorways, just a straight
And
gray.
it's like
My father wouldn't wear nothing else. He had them Nike, what are they called? The Monarchs.
yeah,
He had them at first.
yeah. Those
And
are,
then my
people
mom
wear them now.
Bought him a pair of New Balances.
Yeah.
And he was
Never
like,
turned back.
game over.
Well, because New Balance always had the shoe that measure your foot, and they can
It's
make a size to your
100%.
foot. But Monarchs, people wear those now in different colorways.
I'm
no,
not wearing
yeah,
no Monarchs,
nah, the
bro.
New Balance is like sneaker. I don't even know. It's like what you're saying. It's like that's kind of what sneaker people graduate
Right.
to because it really is like the best quality
Yeah,
and
yeah.
comfort. All
And then they got
around
different
everyday
different
shoe,
models,
like,
right? They
yeah.
got a different
Um,
number.
Yeah,
So
built for convenience. Not
what's the
built
name?
for cute.
When he came home, he did the New Balance deal. Emory Jones.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
Who else wild on it? Ain't Kawhi New Balance?
Yeah, he is. too.
Kawhi is.
Yeah, Kawhi
But
New
I
Balance.
think
I thought, but now he's Puma. But I think when he came
he
home,
might- yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
do a deal, but he was like promoting like 900s or better. right?
honestly, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they've had like I don't know. They've been trying to like break into different spaces for a while, and Kawhi has allowed them to be like more respected in basketball for
About
sure.
to drop
'cause
a
they-
rap album. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Them shits
Kawhi
are-
about to blow
Kawhi's
Kawhi's
ugly as fuck, but whatever.
yeah.
Keep that.
Nah, I want the New Balance. I just saw a pay that you did. They had some blue on them. I'm looking at the IG
Yeah, a couple
page
pair.
of Drew Bar joints. And honestly, again, I get that you don't like Kif with the over explanation. I'm not sure that I'm feeling your under appreciation.
For explanation.
Oh, just some regulars. No, you're not.
Drew said figure it out.
There's some Reggies that inspired me today. I'm like, nah, but I've never seen New Balances look like
How
that.
do you do that? How do you what's the, without revealing whatever you don't want to reveal?
I mean,
but
there's
how do
nothing
you
like that.
what is it? How do you do what you do?
Yeah, because actually,
You're really good at it.
I got my my nephew is really like I just said, he's a sneakerhead, and he's as soon as he heard you, I was like, oh, he's. So I asked him, yo, what do you want me to ask him? And that was basically the question.
Like the process of
yeah.
What is your creativity? What is the process that you go through to?
Starts with a bowl.
Yeah. It's different for each thing. Like, I feel like in general, it is the idea of like, I don't want to have to explain the shoe, right? So I draw from like elements of the brand's DNA. So like what they do without us, right? And I want to pull some of that into it. But then with the bodega stuff, it's like, it's messing, for me, it's like color palette is a big thing. So like messing with different colors, I want to make it unique where it's like, yo, a lot of the, like for each of the New Balance, it's like each of those shoes have like over like, I don't know, over like 10 colors on each shoe, and you wouldn't really notice that because it's like real slight differences.
But just think about the era we come from, all of us, right? Where it wasn't like the color blocking. It was more like either you had a black and white shoe, you had a red and black shoe. It wasn't like a pink, a blue, a brown, a green. Like we didn't have that in the 80s and the 90s. It was just like one solid color. And you had to have probably multiple shoes. Only sneaker that I was able to do multiple colors with was Adidas Equipments because of the sock. Yeah, different color socks for the equipment.
As soon as them Deion Sanders dropped that black, white, and that gold, I changed gold. All of my kicks.
Oh yeah,
boy. This is my first pair of real sneakers. Before then, I was wearing New Balances before Bodega. So you go into it. How much of it is already looking at the inventory that you've already created and is already on the shelves, and trying to create something that doesn't replicate what already exists?
So I think that's definitely a part of it. Honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, with the first New Balance, I was trying to make them look like Nikes because I've always like that's what I've worn. That's my favorite brand. That's what I own the most of, like Air Maxes, Jordans. Like Forces, but so like that was the approach for the early Nike stuff. But there's not, I don't know, it's like I'm kind of like obsessed with like the idea of like nostalgia and things that sort of like bring me back or that I remember in a certain way. So it's just like trying to tap into that, do something new, tap into that to a degree, but then be true to like what that brand is already doing. And I think every time it's some mix of those elements for each one.
But I think it goes back to the sneakers you talked about, right? There's a reverence that people cling themselves to. Yeah. Right? And it's just like, all right, I buy these Heineken Dunks because I have something with Heineken, even though the sneaker wasn't called Heineken, but the Ben and Jerry, like all these MF Doom, right? I fuck with MF Doom, so I'm gonna buy these sneakers. Like, why people go crazy over Jordans is because there's a reverence to Jordan,
for sure,
right? Like, it's just the GOAT, right? And
not now, not today,
but still, people there's
these kids don't know anything about Jordan.
But there's people my age that will buy every Jordan, and they've bought every Jordan since they was 16 years old. They will buy and keep buying. So
that's the part where I get confused, because are you buying Jordans because you want to wear them? Are you buying Jordans because you say you bought Jordans?
Well, so I found out from, shout out to Corey Brown, like there's sneakerheads.
I love the fact that his sneakers are fucked up.
But I think that's what he's talking.
Not fucked up like
no,
but like they're worn. You know what I mean? Like,
but
don't buy a Rolex and only wear it when you go out to eat.
Right.
Buy a Rolex.
I'm wearing that bitch every day.
Fucking Rolex.
It's just gonna be like, damn, you just banging that on the table like that. Yeah, I wear it every day.
Yeah, it's my watch.
But no, he told me there's a difference between people who just collect sneakers, and then there's sneakerheads, and there's people that just buy sneakers because they got money to buy sneakers. Like sneakerheads preserve sneakers, right? They only buy the one of ones.
Yeah.
They don't buy what everybody. They will, but they don't buy what everybody else buys. Mm-hmm. Right? So those Kiths, right? Those ones that nobody can get, the exclusives. He says so. There's like levels to.
It's weird because like if you went back like, I don't even know, like 10, 12-ish years ago, there wasn't that secondary market that was so crazy.
Right. You mean that multi-billion-dollar,
so it was just easier. Market? It was like people that were like
I miss Gellers
for themselves. Yeah,
I miss Gellers.
And there was people that was into it for like what it meant to them more than like there being this extra status thing with it was always a status thing, but like not online and not with social media and stuff. That like changed it completely. Because I think you have people buying stuff that they don't. There's a lot of people that. That's why we do raffles now. Because it was just like mad people there that weren't even buying it for themselves, and those are the people always acting crazy. You know, it's because they're trying to like. It's like their livelihood. They've been out there since midnight the night before. It's
have
just
you
like
seen
crazy.
your stuff on the resale?
I have. Yeah.
Oh. You can't do nothing about it, huh?
Nah. Be proud.
Yeah.
That's what you
No. Definitely that.
Now,
That's your flex. Like, niggas is reselling my shit. But I'm like, damn, you do.
I like seeing people wear it. That's
right.
like where, like
so
how people put it together. I'm like,
capitalist.
You need an agent?
How much? You ain't even gotta tell me the number wise, but just maybe percentage wise. Have you seen your sneakers sold for double their retail?
Yeah.
Look at me. He said, flex on it.
No, you getting a cut of that?
No.
Nah.
Hey.
Look at Reem.
I get paid the same thing no matter how.
You know where he gets the cut at?
It was like NFT.
When Monty's like, yo, you got Drew on the
No, but the next sneaker,
that's what
right?
you get
The next sneaker that comes out.
And the next sneaker, exactly.
Yeah, no, like
the anticipation, like,
into-
can't wait for that next.
But what were those other? What was it?
Did you do ones or dunks?
dunks.
Dunks.
The,
Okay. That's what the stitching. Is that a baseball glove?
Kinda.
Oh, okay.
what they call the fear of gods?
What?
Nikes, fear of gods.
They are Nike fear of gods.
Yeah.
Right. I still to this day I do not understand why anybody wanted those.
I actually
Yeah.
like them.
I don't get it, bro.
The mid ones, not the high ones.
Maybe enough to buy them at
I wouldn't
retail.
but yeah, I would.
Never enough to buy them twice as much as retail. Never enough to require a raffle.
But it's like, yo, you know what made sense of a lot of shit for me is I went to LA for like Complex Con a few years ago, like 4 years ago, and it was my first time in LA. And Complex Con is essentially, think about if like Rhode Island, like the convention center had fucking
Comic-Con.
Yeah, but it's for sneakers.
Sneakers.
Yeah, it's for sneakers and streetwear and yada yada. But when you go,
You got
and you're
the invite.
in LA,
You got the invite.
yeah, I was there with Bodega. We had like a build out, but bro, it's like in LA, like LA put a lot of things in perspective because there was like kids that were like 10 years old in there, like buying up and selling like that was like they were like on some like very entrepreneurial business stuff,
teaching
like
this resale shit.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, what? Like, and then
like
on
you're
top
10.
of it, yeah, there's like kids like 10, 12 years old, like walking around like talking to each other, like, nice hoodie, bro, and they're wearing the same hoodie, and I'm just like, it's just like a weird. I'm just like, so they like looking the same, right? They like looking the same. Where I'm just like, I don't understand what the excitement
the hustle
is.
behind it, right? Because a lot of my basketball players resell sneakers.
Yeah,
I'm talking about worn sneakers.
like they'll ball in them a little, and then
One time,
sell
like
'em.
they'll say worn once, but they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
say where they wore them.
Yeah, they'll, like, clean them before they sell them type
Worn
thing.
once, clean them up, restore them.
One trip to Block Island.
Like they do the restoration now. They restore sneakers and all that, and resell
I need a
them
person for that.
and get top dollar for them. I'm like, those are worn.
Well, I just saw there's a spot on
Right there, right down the street. They
with
just opened up
Supreme
yesterday.
and shit.
Right
like
here.
right here, like literally.
They
The
do
old
resale?
the old
Yeah.
floral shop.
Not resale.
Remember the old floral shop right at the light?
consignment resale.
Now I want them to
Across-
refurbish. I got the Jordan's Bulls over Broadway.
So it's right across from
I
the
need
old
them fixed.
Spikes. Old Spikes, right across. It used to be a floral
yeah.
shop. It's a consignment shop now.
Oh, that's my barber.
Right next door.
Yeah.
Right next door.
What's up, Ryan?
Yeah.
Shout outs. I'm in.
So I think you kind of just answered my question when you were talking about the kids saying, looking at each other, wearing the same hoodie. Because I was going to ask you, why do you think that it is that there's only when sneakers come out, there's only a certain limit to what that is? Like, wouldn't you want everybody to be wearing them? Wouldn't that bring in more money for you?
Yeah, I think they look at it as like that long term. What you were saying, it like feeds the next one and the next one, and then when people can't get it because they felt like they missed out. Yeah, and with the, I don't know. It is just different too, because you like I feel like so before social media was like where you were at is what you were influenced by, and now it's like you could pick what you're influenced by. So you have people that don't really have like not that you need a deep connection to anything to buy it and experience it or whatever, but like you just have kids that really just have money and just see some, and that's what it was in LA too. It's like, how the fuck does this 10, 12-year-old kid have a $600 hoodie on and like a stack of shoes that's like worth $1,200? It's just like, what?
Our $2,400 house cost $1.8 million. We're good.
Yeah.
I remember I waited in line for the cool grays, the 11s.
11s.
I got them, but it was around Christmas time.
I would never stand in line for sneakers.
As soon as I came out the line,
Al only wants to stand in line for food. Like
that was the first and last time I did them because I really wanted them. I come out the line. There was a father, a white man with his white son, was like, "Yo,
I'll give you X amount."
Said, "I'll give you $500 right now for these."
Thank you very much.
Absolutely not. That would have been like $800.
No. So the thing is,
if he started off with $5,
what you pay?
He's ready to go to $8.
$120.
He was ready to go to $8.
But I wasn't worried. I was $500.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
We gotta talk. You and God gotta.
But think about what year this was. This wasn't the resale game. Wasn't where it was now.
That's not a resale game. That is just regular barter system. If somebody jumps out with $500,
that's not even a barter.
You got
barter. You trade is a fair exchange.
What's your favorite? What's throughout the years? What has been, whether it's your design or not, what has been like your favorite design?
And if it's yours, talk your shit.
Yeah.
Like it go back to every day. Like you on trapped on an island can only bring one design of cake with you. Three?
I'm gonna do Jordan 4s.
Okay.
Jordan 4s.
Gotta look these up.
A little different.
The bread, the like original bread ones.
Black and reds.
So I'm gonna do those.
Black and red 11s.
I'm gonna do.
Wait, bread ones?
95. No. Bread 4s. Sorry, the bread ones.
Okay.
The bread 4s.
Yeah,
the bread 4s.
The black and red. Yeah, there you
Black
go.
and red.
Yeah.
No,
it's those.
It's the black, the all black.
Yeah.
Those ones. I'm gonna do those Air Max 95.
Yeah, man.
Neon.
The originals.
I love them.
The originals.
95's a fire.
What's crazy, they're not, like, at that time, was probably the most comfortable sneaker.
Yeah.
They're not the most comfortable sneaker now. The Flyers, still one of the Flyers, but not the most comfortable.
I love Air Max 90. That's all I wear.
No, I'm not saying they're not comfortable, but
those are the top
at the time, they was the
top two.
And then I must, like, for the third one, I'll say my own. It's New Balance. It's a 990. It's the next New Balance. It comes out like in two
we
weeks.
on it. 4
time.
My birthday's on Saturday, so we don't want it for free. We don't want it for free.
I don't want it for free either.
Just we need 4 pairs.
Could you pull up?
12.
Could you pull up? What size
What size are you?
12.
11 and a half?
11 and a half. 11 and a half.
Wait, can he pull up? I want to record it. Like Drew Bars pulls up.
Boom. I don't even care about the colorway. I'll figure out my outfit.
Right. Yeah, after. Reem just put a white tee on.
So, I hope you put a water bottle falling out of the goddamn stands in Boston at Kyrie.
Out of 990 is the highest.
No, there's more beyond it. So we did the 990 V3, but the 990 is that shoe that made I don't know if it made New Balance crazy in Baltimore, but the story goes that like the 990 was the first shoe to crack, or like athletic shoe to crack like $100. Okay. So that's how it became like a statement in Baltimore. It's like it wasn't necessarily because people were like, "Yo, these are fire." It was the first $100 shoe, so it was just a flex.
That's their Jordans, right? Like it's just like, yo, this is the most expensive.
Exactly.
I feel like Grant Hill did that for Fila.
Of course.
So you're gonna take
Grant
these
Hill's the
990s
first
and then you're gonna apply
Filas.
your own design to them?
Yeah.
He already has.
I did.
We're just waiting for them to be produced.
No. Well, like Bodega posted the first photo, like a couple. I don't know.
We were following Drew Bar. We didn't follow.
No, I follow Bodega, bro.
Now we need to call Bodega and let them know we need 2 11 and a halves and 2 12s.
I follow Bodega.
We'll pay the price. We just want to rep and no resale here.
Oh, these right here.
I promise you.
No,
that.
these ain't it. These
I'll
are
wear
not
mine.
it.
That's not it.
I'll wear mine.
Hold up, it's
But these are the ones that they rock in
There's
Baltimore.
no way he's dropping all black in the summer.
I need a good color
Dark
scheme.
gray.
You wouldn't do
No,
that.
the
Drew, would you
the
do that?
design.
What?
You drop all
Yeah.
black in the summer?
Nah, I like color.
That's
I
why
like
I
I like
thought so
colorful.
too. I had no
See,
idea.
this is where I'm different. I'm a plain dude. White
Yeah.
or black.
I got
That's
Or
where I'm
gray.
at.
there's
Or
a
gray.
couple.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm with a gray. I'm with a gray.
I really haven't seen Al and anything. He showed up to the crib with the
Drew says a
all
990
white Vapor
coming out
Max.
of
Yeah, is this that photo?
Those are tough.
Come on, let me
It's
see.
like-
Come on, let me see.
But those are the
It was
ones
on
that
May 14th.
those are the ones that they wear in
Oh, these
Baltimore.
are Army fatigue. Oh damn, I done recycled the whole shit. Nah, I
Oh
love
yeah,
shit.
you're gonna be going fast.
I'm about to be scrolling to the left. Get upset.
Nah, that's fine.
When they shit, they
My
dropping, they
Instagram.
posting stuff every day.
So
Yeah, this shit's like, man.
This is at the bottom.
I'm gonna rock him.
Oh, that's fine.
So this
I'm
that's
gonna rock
the
him.
next
I
Oh,
can
one.
go
that's
Army
fine.
fatigue. I'm gonna go Army fatigue on that one. 15 years in, here to stay.
Cargo?
You gonna go to Army,
Pants?
Army,
We
Navy?
need that. I won't do the cargo shirts
You going to
anymore.
3rd Street to the Army Navy
I'm
store?
honestly thinking about what are the skinny sweatpants?
That's how long I ain't been on 3rd Street. It's
It's
gone.
gone.
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
What's going?
The Army
Army
store
Navy
on,
store,
on,
the
on
store.
3rd Street.
It's
Hell
gone.
yeah.
Listen, when Fatigues was out, because I went to Hope.
I
Right
feel like
down
it's
the
a
street.
Right down the
consignment shop
street.
or something like that now.
I don't even know. I don't even know if there's
No,
anything
they did
there.
I don't
that.
think there's anything
Wow.
there. Is there something there?
And then there's the other store that is like.
You think they got
more
bought out? It just
commercial
didn't
than-
fit the
I don't know.
just didn't fit the landscape.
Yeah, I'm not
It's not
sure,
there, though.
man. It's weird because
So
that
the
whole
theater's
strip,
the theater is the last standing
Capone and
thing.
Noriega stopped putting out albums. There was no need
Yeah.
for an
Nah,
Army
that's
fatigue
not-
store.
No, Antonio's ain't that old.
It ain't?
Yes,
No.
it
I
is.
thought it was this.
No, but I'm talking about Army.
and like Burks maybe.
Burks
Burks
Army
might
Navy
be,
store
yeah.
are the
Army Navy
oldest
store,
are the oldest shops.
You know what happened?
in the theater, the oldest.
Yeah.
That's just going, bro.
They just took. So what I noticed is all the businesses that are around colleges in Boston. That's what happened at Thayer Street. So you got like Be Good. It's like all these
Yeah,
Shake
businesses
Shack.
that
Shake
take
Shack.
advantage of the
Shake Shack.
the college crowd.
Shake
and
Shack.
now that's what it is. It's no independent nothing. It's kind of
That makes sense.
yeah.
Which
it's
is
all good.
honestly still good business because you've been in the college dorm.
because
How many
Baja's
kitchens
has
do
a
you
chain
have?
now. Baja's
Yeah.
like a
You can't
chain.
make gourmet
Huge
food in
chain.
the college dorm unless you're that dude.
Baja's a chain.
Baja's two spots
I love
on
how
Thayer
you
Street.
spend $6 for a burrito.
Yeah.
You know
No
what?
problem with
We're
that.
gonna make another Baja's on the same street.
On the same street. There might be 3 of them bitches out there. There's 2 of them at East Side Pockets.
There's one in
There's
the-
another, I think it's called Cilantro. I think it's the other Mexican burrito spot.
Yeah.
It's all on the same side of the
That's
street up there. And they all doing well.
Damn, the Army. No.
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
going, bro.
Yeah, it's out of here.
Let's to get my Providence
It's
teas out of
been
there.
going.
Nah, I thought it was this year.
No, not been gone
No, this year.
this year.
Recently. Like
You mean
really
like
recently.
2020?
Yeah,
21.
21.
Like March.
Yeah.
All right, because
Yeah.
I ain't been outside. So you might be right about that. It wasn't there the last time I went. God damn.
Yeah,
So-
I was sad when I saw that too. I was like, I hope they're going through renovations. Or
I
something.
saw those. I was going right there.
Can I ask you a
I was
quick
gonna get no
question?
fatigue pants, but I mean,
Yeah.
What separates a bodega from like a sneaker junkies? Is sneaker junkies all retail, no customization, versus a bodega?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely that element, but I think even deeper when I like look at it, when I started at Bodega, it was like very much like this clubhouse kind of feeling. There was like kids that would chill there from the day from the time it opened till the end of the day.
Geller's,
like,
we used to sit
I immediately thought
outside
about
of like
Peter Pan.
Geller's didn't do like the collab creative type things.
yeah.
But it was like a clubhouse. Like certain people had the number, certain people like had the connection.
And it like with Bodega, it's really like a meeting place for like young people in Boston. It's like, yo, meet me at Bodega because Newberry Street's
It's
around the corner.
Yeah.
So it's like it has that
Central
more
location,
of a like
like-
community
Yeah,
aspect to it that I don't like frequent sneaker junkies, so I don't know if it's like that, but it doesn't give off that energy to me when
Like
I
you don't
go
even
in
gotta
there.
go in Bodega and buy sneakers.
It's like a
technically.
barbershop feel. I feel like that
I like
is what
that.
Bodega's
I
always
like
been.
that.
It's
Fire.
like you don't have that pressure to buy nothing. You come in and say
But
like,
just think about what people
this
did
song's
at
whack, and then everyone starts
outside
talking about
outside
it,
of
and that's how
hanging
it goes.
in a
Like,
bodega.
That's dope.
What happens outside of a bodega? Most people hang around a bodega.
That's it. Bobby.
I like this field because they go inside, but like most people hang on the outside. You have your ciphers out there, like you have those type of conversations and things like that. So when you say go in, it has that quote unquote storefront of a bodega, but then this door just opens up and it's like
which if you ever been to a New York bodega, you got Dominicans in the back of
there's some in the back. Yeah.
You know what's going on there.
But you only get back there if you know somebody. Right.
Or unless you're dropping off the cigarettes that you asked you to go get.
Right.
It's a fact. Nah, I love it.
So I think that's like a difference. But in terms of the retail aspect, it's a lot of the same. In terms of footwear specifically too, it's a lot of the same product. You know, it's a lot of they have similar accounts because they're like the only one in that position in Providence, in Rhode Island, kind of. You know, the only other thing you have is like Expressions or the mall or like a skate shop. There's no other boutique.
But you have Cure Collections now.
Yeah. And so in terms of the footwear retail, it's similar. But then I think those like other aspects make it a little different. And I think the biggest thing is that experience. Going to the store.
No, we gotta go to Bodega.
Yeah, going to the store.
I'm upset about like I go to Sneaker Junkies and I love them. No bullshit. Like Air Maxes I got on right now, the Sneaker Junkies. But I bring my son in.
Yeah.
It's not a barbershop feel. Mm-hmm. But they are friendly to us. They are awesome with us.
No,
while we're there.
Honestly,
I fuck with them.
Yeah, I fuck with them.
Yeah.
But the way my son cares less about the sneakers that I have picked out. I'm like, bro, these are you got 2 pair of ones. He's like, I want to wear the Nikes that have Velcro laces. No. No. Wear these. I'll buy him 2 pair of ones, all different colorways.
Megatron ready to jump 2 feet in a puddle.
He's like, yo, let me put the Crocs on, Dad. Honestly, when's Bodega gonna link with Crocs?
Yo, I don't know. It's not.
It's not out of reach. You said
it's probably not.
It's not beyond reach.
Nah, for sure.
Or slides, unless you guys.
Oh, we're doing slides.
Yeah.
There's this company called like Sweet Coat that's based out of Japan that does slide. Like I don't know. They're like these built. You gotta see them to know. It's like a built-up kind of slide idea, but they have a bunch of different.
Like a heel.
No. I mean, like a Yeezy on the strap. Like, have you seen like, what's an example? Like the Post Malone Clarks. Like, I mean, what's it called? The Post Malone Crocs. He like built them up with like pockets, and they had pockets. They had like a ring for like a keychain. It's like
yep.
That's what this company does, but with slides, kind of. So it's.
So
it's a similar.
Got a zipper on it somewhere.
Like
store some money in it.
Thing and So that's as close.
Put a dime bag in there.
They're called slides, though. They can easily slide off, right?
I can't lose that.
Yeezy slides can do.
Can't be on the Six Flags ride.
Crocs can too if you don't pull the thing behind your heel.
I'm too old to slides with the zipper.
When you activate sport mode.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's the Croc when you put the
you gotta put the strap. You gotta put the heel up. Sport mode. Yeah.
It's not going nowhere.
My son will definitely rock slides with zippers on.
I'm not.
100%.
I got my first pair of Crocs, and let me tell you something. It's everything they said they were.
I'm fighting it.
They are fucking comfortable.
I'm fighting it.
I haven't. I thought I was gonna fight it, but I was like, I'm a boss.
They look like Fraggle Rocks.
They look like Fraggle Rocks. Let me tell you something. I could chop a tree down or go.
They got holes in them. You get splinters and shit.
I promise you can chop a tree down in a pair of Crocs, and then go ride a surfboard.
In sport mode?
In sport mode. If you
saw the meme.
It's over for you.
It's like a strap. It's like a strap.
But I'm not going to disrespect
behind your head.
I was with my Crocs here, but I ain't going to disrespect you. So I was like, now you can put on my Air Maxes and shit. But I'm telling you, in sport mode, you can chop a tree and ride a surf wave. Promise you.
That's crazy.
Drew, did hip hop influence you? Are you a big hip hop head?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's definitely my genre of choice. Like when I think about, I feel like growing up, like my favorite rapper was Nas, and still like he is still one of my favorites. Not for recent, like not for more of his recent music, but just those like like it was written as my favorite album.
I'm with you.
Greatest
I'm
album
with
of
you.
his.
I ain't mad at that one.
Yeah. It's always been an influence in different ways, for sure.
And you're from Mass. You're from
Nah.
No, so
East Providence.
Yeah, so I grew up in EP.
Oh shit.
I would never know by looking through your IG, by the way. I was like,
Really?
oh, this guy's from Boston.
Oh,
I thought he was
nah.
from Japan, to be honest. Really from
Yeah, so I went to EP High.
Okay.
I went to EP High. Like, family's all
98?
from Providence. What?
Class?
No, I'm 08.
You
Wait,
know
did you
Jordan
mean 08?
Andrade?
I'm 08.
You know Jordan Andrade?
Am I 08? Yeah, I'm 08.
08?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in 2011 he was 21
Yes.
in college.
Yes. Born in
Right.
90.
So
Born in
you know
90.
what? I fucked the math.
Born in
All of-
90.
Well,
You Miss Martin,
I
huh?
fucked the math.
Well,
I caught
oh,
it.
You caught it? Good for you.
You know why? You know why? You know what fucked me up?
Down.
Because you said when you was a junior, you was 21, and so it brought me back to because I didn't finish college, but I would have been a junior at 21. So I was like,
Right.
In 78.
Yeah,
we buying New Balances.
so 08, shit.
So
I was
class of
28.
08. Yeah, but like
11.
Who's in that class in terms of
I'm
basketball?
basketball from EP.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of
no.
the nicest people the year after was like Bobby Perry was
Bobby
the year
Perry.
above, Jared Alcondi.
Family, Jared.
Then you have like Andrew Williams,
Yeah.
who was like my right hand
Okay.
man since middle school.
Yeah, after DeJuan Robinson. Yeah, after DeJuan. You said URI, right?
No, I'm talking about high school still.
That's cool.
All right. Bay Busy.
There's a few others, but those are the main.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah, Bobby was a man.
yeah,
Jared was tough too.
that was like.
Are the Silver kids
time.
there?
They were there.
The kid Silver that went and played the
Yeah,
NFL?
Jamie
Yeah. Indianapolis
Yeah, so
Colts.
it's like-
EP always had good football players.
That was football, and
Yeah.
then I feel like basketball was. All our sports teams when I was there were pretty good.
You didn't want to go do the walkthrough of the new school?
I didn't. I actually missed it. You know, by the time I saw it,
They just
and
built a
everyone
brand new
posted
school
everything.
right behind the old school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's.
Are they tearing the old school down?
Yeah, so the walkthrough was actually for the old school.
Oh,
Like,
it's
for
for the.
you to go back
Oh, I thought it was.
walk
Oh,
through.
okay.
Yo, what'd you take from there?
No, I'm getting
You got it,
lockers.
you got
I'm
it.
getting 3 lockers from
Nah, you
my
gotta jack
store
shit.
one day. I don't know what I'm
You
gonna
got
use it for,
Jackson.
but
and little shit too that you can like either replicate
said you want
or
3
carbon
lockers?
copy,
Yeah.
but to influence into the
Nah,
next design.
definitely.
You know what I mean? Like you got to steal
Definitely.
shit from there.
for sure.
Wait a minute. We can steal shit from there?
Well, they ain't gonna know.
I was like, I want to go.
I mean,
They got a ton of copper.
Wood is expensive right now. We can steal shit from there.
I mean, if you want to bring it to Lakeside, yeah, you go ahead.
We can steal shit.
yeah, you got to
ready.
walk through there with the whole camera and everything. And just
No, I want to.
really
I was
steal
so
that
mad I missed
nostalgia.
it. For real,
Yo.
because it is like a huge school.
Yo, the
It's been the
school is
same
huge,
since
yeah.
like 1950, so it was
Yo,
like
the scarlet and
Oh.
gray New Balances that come out Q1 2022. Oh, them shit's gonna be fire.
yeah.
yeah, them shit's gonna be fire.
What's next? What's next for you? What do you think you're gonna? Are you gonna continue to design? Continue to work with Bodega? Are you
For sure.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go like Virgil on people? Like, you just
Yo,
gotta-
I could only hope, man. But for now, it's like it's trying to figure out how to.
What does Virgil do? Does he just put off-white on sneakers and that's it?
Nah,
he
he
changes,
designed, but
He
he has
designs.
a whole team.
Right,
and like,
right.
Yo, so much of the shit too is like who you know, and he's just in that
Sign off.
You know, he's in that circle where the stuff just circulates
Yo,
between
watch
the right.
Drew's just waiting for like a Yeezy to mention him.
No, have you seen Cruella?
I
It just
haven't
came
yet.
out on
Nah,
Disney.
I haven't seen
I heard
it.
about it. I
Watch
haven't watched
Cruella. And
That's
you'll
Virgil?
understand. It stops. I'm not saying that's
Right.
Virgil.
That's the
But when you get to a
101
certain
Dalmatians
level,
lady, right?
Yeah.
But the earlier
She got her
story
own.
of her,
Okay.
right?
It's the Virgil story.
No, it's the. I'm not saying it is, but what I'm saying, he's at a level of where he signs off on the designers
Right.
that work for him.
He the boss.
It's not that he has to come
He the
up
boss.
with.
He don't do it. He
Yeah,
don't
he's
do
not
it.
physically
Yeah,
putting it
you know what I
together.
mean? It's
It's
not
not
like
like
This is
but he's gotten to that level
from
So,
1985.
It's Dr. Dre. I don't really produce the beats. You do, but I'm gonna put my name on it.
Well, no,
Is that something like that?
because you wouldn't be in this studio with this influence and encouragement unless you were connected with Dr. You're not Anderson .Paak without Dr. Dre, though you are Anderson .Paak,
right.
and you are that nigga. But for right now, it's Dre Day.
Okay.
No, for sure. I think, I'm trying to figure out what the next move is. I mean, I'm working on things beyond like clothes and footwear. I want to start my own shit back up, not necessarily beyond our reach.
You haven't put nothing out from Beyond Our Reach, or are you
I
done with that?
I honestly stopped. Like, I really stopped focusing on it because I wanted to like go 100% with the Bodega stuff.
As you should.
Yeah. So once I got that opportunity, I kind of was like, all right.
As you should.
I've been thinking this. I'm sorry to interrupt. I was thinking this entire time that it was a collab between Beyond All Reach.
No.
So
I was just working on it on the side. I was doing like pop-ups down here more so. I had like more of a presence down here.
Yep.
And they kind of just noticed what I was doing. It was like, yo, why don't we sell it?
Gotcha.
And that's it. It was just like a retail
Absorbed 'em.
relationship.
Yeah.
Is the presence down here because you were from here, or
Yeah, it was like being from here and then like Stay Silent. I like worked with Jay and Sabrina. We opened like Trade, which was like a more or less a community
a
gallery
pop-up, yeah.
space.
That was the hat joint that
we've
we were
done-
supposed to
we've
go
done,
to that day.
we've done a podcast there.
Oh, you did? Word.
Yeah.
That's our first
Episode 14.
Word.
That's
Yeah,
our
so
first
Trade
episode.
is like, I'm still involved with Trade. We're like refiguring how that's gonna run now, and yeah, it's just like participating in like these projects outside of Bodega to like mess with different things. So like I have friends that make music. I've always done their like cover art and shit like that, but now it's like, yo, I'm trying to like
Could you do
direct your videos.
You
type-
did
type
design
stuff.
a lot
I'm
of
trying to
design
do
work
other stuff.
for Stay Silent. You did a lot of design work, right?
For Stay Silent,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like the first 5-6 years of Stay Silent. I did it.
Is
A lot of pretty much everything.
Is that a want to do or avoiding a requirement as far as like your contractual agreement with Bodega, where you can't really design sneakers for other people versus you can design other things for other people?
No, it's not.
Videos and things like that.
I'm
Are
not
you
really
free to
limited.
do whatever you want?
Yeah, I'm not limited.
That's fire,
in that
bro.
regard.
Good
So
for
like,
you. Come
I'm
on
just
now.
trying to like,
Pow,
you
pow,
know,
pow, pow, pow.
meet people. You know, while I'm at Bodega and try to like parlay that energy.
Will you bring
into-
it home?
Yeah. Oh, I'm bringing it home.
And Bodega gives you that freedom to do so.
Yeah, they encourage like. It's like everyone that works there has like a side hustle or something.
You're not like Maul and Rory, are you?
That's dope.
That's
Nah,
definitely.
exactly.
They didn't Maul and Rory you, did they?
No.
Damn.
They're super encouraging of like everyone getting busy outside of there.
Yeah, we have to shout
And it
out
only helps
Bodega.
them, you know?
Of course, that's what
And
I'm saying.
they
of course.
realize that,
Of course,
yeah.
That's fire
I don't
because
think a lot of people realize that. A lot of people don't realize how much collaborations help. Like corporate America is one of those things. Like corporate America, I think, stifles itself because it doesn't realize. It calls it
Fear.
if I work for a bank and I go to work for another bank, it's a conflict of interest.
Conflict-
They call it a
conflict of
conflict of
interest.
interest. Where I understand it because banks have these things where you have to protect customer data. But if you could find ways to collaborate with other banks or other institutions or other corporate entities,
For sure.
you build that brand because now I'm taking your customers, you're taking my customers, we're sharing. So now we're sharing those customers, we're building. I think
it's
that's
like
beautiful, man.
even Jay and Sabrina. So my role at Bodega and what I've been doing is just like plugging in people that I kind of believe in and want to give certain opportunities, and I know like, yo, if we're cutting them a check, it's gonna go towards funding.
You believe in us?
Yeah.
I like it.
For the next New Balances, like Jay and Sabrina are like one of the modeling
what's
groups
up.
for
That
it,
is
and
what's
it's
up.
like
That's what's up.
just been like a long time coming. Again, that like wasn't something that was necessarily my idea because I'm not trying to like just be that guy where it's like, yeah, I got a guy.
Right.
You know, it's like I like it when
white voice again.
yo,
Yeah, I got a guy. It's like somebody that has an accent, right? Certain words put them in that realm of that accent.
oh man.
I fuck with Drew.
Yeah.
So I got it. That's the was super. I feel like I do that on some Rhode Island shit.
Lock the cat.
I love it.
I'm chill. Fall back. What were we talking about? Jamie modeling. My bad.
Jane
Sabrina. Yeah.
Is that who got us into that Yellow Cup event that day?
Not Yellow Cup. Stay silent.
I never went to Yellow Cup.
I didn't go to.
It's the Day Trill. Day Trill. Yeah, Stay silent. Day Trill.
Oh,
don't confuse the two. Don't confuse the two.
Right.
Don't confuse the two. You might start a war.
Yeah, I got the Day Trail 14 years too late.
Yeah.
Indian Point Park. He went to the biggest one.
Oh, word.
You went to the biggest
know about Day Trail.
There was no Day Trail. There was no PBD Fest. Oh yeah,
there was Day Trail before PBD Fest.
Water Fire.
Yes.
I
didn't know about.
When I was outside, now when we were outside Cabo, there was no Day Trail.
No.
There was South Street.
But there was a Day Trail before
South
PBD
Street
Fest.
is limited to like 280 people.
But Reem, you went to the largest Day Trail.
And this is why I'm so upset. The whole time.
Oh, you missed the progression.
Nah, you know what I thought about the whole time? I'm like, yo, my son is gonna fuck this. My son is gonna fuck this up.
Wow.
It's gonna be here for forever.
But no disrespect to Yellow Cup. Shout out to Wale, but Yellow Cup started from a house. It was literally a house party, invite only. Get a Yellow Cup, put whatever you want on the Yellow Cup, and it turned into a massive day party.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. I thought they were the same entity.
Yeah, affiliated with these people too.
Day True. Stay silent.
Stay silent.
Is Stay Silent different from Yellow Cup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wale and Lesh did.
But everyone goes to each other.
No, they all go to each other's shit.
Yeah,
everybody goes to each other's shit.
So then let's not even
no.
that differentiation.
No.
Let's just
but I just wanted talking about the progression. Okay. Shout out to Yellow Cup for the progression. Started from literally a house party.
So Yellow Cup is different from
Day Trill.
Yeah.
As far as
Day Trill is Stay Silent.
Stay silent.
And different from PBD Fest.
And all of them are different from
PBD Fest is Providence, but Stay Silent is Cuban Revolution.
They did the eggs over there. They did do an eggs over there.
Okay, all right.
So they've used other venues.
Yeah.
So Stay Silent. So Stay Silent does eggs over, Love You Better, right? And then they do Day Trill.
I can never go to that.
And then they have trade pop up where
you remember one dance.
No, that's where I got clowned for doing it.
Love You Better, right?
They was clowning. These two were clowning me for doing the electric slide.
That was
Love You Better. But I get why they were saying it. Drew, I was at the DJ booth the whole night with Jay.
Yeah.
And they felt like this bub was orchestrating
You're like
everything.
Hands up now! Hands up now! That was
nice, man.
And you're connected with. I'm hoping you say both.
Yeah, I'm cool with everyone.
Nah,
I'm cool with both.
The whole crowd is like a dope vibe.
I guess like Stay Silent was just I had more of like a
business.
Purpose in that group where I did all the visual stuff. So I did a lot of most of the flyers at first for Day Trill, like menus, all the random everything for that came through Stay Silent, all the event posters and all that, and that kind of came from even before that. There was this Tough Tunes, which was my boy Drew, who I went to high school with, Drew Correa, and then my homie DJ, who now has D's spot on Mineral Springs.
Yeah, we ordered food from there.
Yeah. So I went to high school with both of them, and at first I
have an award from Bond that's after Drew.
Yeah. So I did shit for Bond too, like graphics and all that. And that was the thing. I went to Suffolk, but I was really like low key URI because of like fashion shows.
Yeah, we talked about URI last week.
Different things I was like participating. Yeah. But it really started with Tough Tunes for me, like doing graphics outside, because I was like, yo. Drew and DJ were starting this shit, and they were doing events, and they wanted flyers. And my biggest thing was like, yo, I could do a flyer, but I'm not putting like a girl's ass on it. I'm not putting, like I'm gonna do some other. It's just like I gotta do some other.
So your first flyer was for what?
And
did that?
It was for like a party called Dare December at the Black Rep.
But do you
that
know?
Didn't even happen.
Black Rep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don King.
My guy.
Don King, his name.
Yeah. It is
don't push it back.
Black
Been-
rep. So yeah, because you're younger than me. So you went to.
But that was the end of the black rep.
Okay.
That was like
I
the
was about to say,
last.
couldn't
It wasn't the
Yeah.
first black rep, but so what flyer? Because every flyer, because I jumped into the promotion game, and every flyer had to have
Picture of Dre's ass.
a girl on it, big booty. That,
It was always just
that
like,
people knew that wasn't going to be at the fucking party.
So why does that work? Why do we do that? You know it's not gonna happen. Why does that work?
Clickbait. It's like clickbait. It's almost before
Dude,
clickbait. It's like
bro.
clickbait.
Dude, just horny,
I hear you, but I
It
know,
works.
I
Yeah,
know
that's
that.
it.
Dude, just
It's like
horny and
clickbait.
chicks,
Before the
resentful.
internet, it was like clickbait. Like you, oh my god, what? Oh,
I don't care who she was on the cover.
You know what it was
my ass
though?
look better
Everything
than
looked
hers.
like that, and that's what I was saying.
Right.
I was like, yo, everything already
like
looks
that.
like that.
That's
So
why it
when
works.
you do that,
so did you
Nothing's
think
real.
not recreation, but being who you are to the flyer? Did that party?
Yeah.
Was that party better?
yeah, I think it
100%.
did. Like it got to a place where people like appreciated it and like
The
it stood
creativity.
out, you know.
Yeah.
But it at first it wasn't because I was like, I was like following YouTube tutorials to make the flyer in the first place and learn Illustrator and Photoshop and this and that. And I just remember it was always.
So that wasn't even your lane.
Oh,
like
shit,
that wasn't.
hold on.
That was,
Yeah, we didn't even get into that though,
Yeah.
because we really just talked about your outputs. We really haven't talked
but
about
your
your
work
input.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we. How many? Are you professional? Because they say it takes 10,000 hours
Oh,
to be a
I'm
professional.
professional now.
Are you a
Yeah,
professional?
I just got.
Oh, so what are your flops?
Right.
What are your flops?
No.
I wanna know the
Look
flops.
Back, there's probably some. I'm trying to think.
You gotta have one.
Flop.
You got one.
But it would be your flop, not because.
Yeah.
Or is it a flop? Like, do you?
Oh
have-
no, Bodega. I've been batting 1,000. Like,
Right.
Yeah, we ain't
Shit's
talking
been
about
Talk that
booming.
shit.
Get the Nori clap for that.
But do you have? I think.
Personal.
Yeah. Personal flop.
The one where you
I like
like.
the Nori clap. Man.
That was whack.
Man,
I hit him with the Barney purple.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I gotta say, for me, it was like that last. It was like the Beyond Our Reach collection. I put up like I think like $4,000 or $5,000 to make this gear, and it sold well for like what I was doing. But it was just like I bit off way more than I could chew. So I was selling shit for like a couple of years, the same shit, because I just didn't have.
So you got it back, but you ain't make nothing on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
Yeah.
And it was over time too, right?
So
it's
your
like,
worst case scenario is you broke even.
Yeah, something like that.
but he's saying over time though. It wasn't like broke even like immediately.
No. It was definitely over time, and it was
It's
just
free in the
like
hood. You know, they pop fireworks. It's be like that.
it was
Respect the
doing
windows.
trying to do too much at once.
Or episode. Shout out to the soundtrack.
But all I'm saying, if that's your L, is breaking even over time. Meanwhile, it wasn't like he was breaking even over time.
And he was broke.
Still,
Right.
he was still designing other shit, still working, still building.
Right.
Yeah, it's a it's
Where-
a no loss situation.
Where do you get the confidence to be a designer when that was never your goal? Like,
Yo,
how does that-
I feel like honestly, bro, like, so I turned 30 at the very start of the pandemic. Like, it happened at the same time, mid-March, right? Turned 30, and I'm just like reflecting on, and that was like the first time I felt like I got into a space where I could say like, yo, I'm a design. Like, I had the track record, because like even when I started at Bodega, it was everything was kind of like I was kind of chalking it up to like beginner's luck, or I was just like, yo, I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know, it's like I'm figuring it out as I go type shit. And I don't know. I finally got to a space where I'm comfortable saying that and owning it like that. Like, people have told me that more than I've said it myself prior to the past like year and a half, you know? And yeah, no, I just recently got that confidence. I definitely haven't had it for a minute. It's just like when I think Bodega just exposed the work on a different level, and now that it's working and it's selling, like a flyer, I guess, like sells tickets, but then there's a lot of other variables with tickets sale. You know, it's like people know what they're getting with the Stay Silent when you go to the, and when you've been to the event, and like, so it's all those factors. But like when it's product based, and it's like you design this thing that people are actually
It sells or it doesn't.
and and that like time after time
Does
being
that come-
successful in that, I'm like,
Does that
okay,
come
I
with
got
the-
this. Like,
Does that come with when somebody appreciates something, they don't brag about it, right? Does it come with the appreciation of
Fuck that.
the struggle, like the progress and process of it all?
yeah, I think it does. I think like for me, I'm like overall, I feel like I'm like a very like laid back, pretty nice guy. I'll talk to whoever. and shit.
So
1000%.
can we assume you wasn't the guy with all the superlatives at EP High School?
Yeah, nah, I definitely wasn't.
Okay.
I had zero.
You was the guy with all the superlatives. Don't hold back shit.
Yeah,
I'm
nah.
that nigga. I did this. I did
I
that.
bet you he never had a problem with women.
No.
And I ain't talking about like bagging them or nothing,
No.
but just like a disrespectful, respectful.
No, like Nas said,
Nah, just walk through the world.
I got no
comfortable.
game. What Nas say?
It's just some bitches
Just understand my story.
the
Like, who's the quiet kid in the back? I like him.
And he keeps
I'm tired of you
dressing
ignorant ass
like he
motherfuckers.
never
Like,
wants to
who's
wear
the kid
a
in the back?
uniform.
Right.
Oh, I promise you, we gonna send you your flowers while you here. We're not gonna wait.
Nah, I appreciate it.
But let's remind you now that we walked through your pandemic reflection.
Right.
Yo, you're time after time again successful with these patterns.
Mm-hmm.
College, Boston, internship into lead designer, into somehow finding your way in the hot seat at the Growing Pain podcast.
Yeah,
You're welcome. You're welcome. And all it's going to cost you is 4 New Balances. And one in a size 12. Two in a size 12.
I think it's dope, man. I think
fire.
to reflect on what Reem said, I think it's dope that you were able to jump into that space, not knowing what you wanted to do. You have this thing that every successful person that we've had on this podcast has, and that's you're humble as shit, bro. Like you're really, really humble, but at the same time, you could tell that there's a lot of hard work behind it.
Right.
You know what I'm
Fearless,
saying?
right?
Yeah, you can feel
Humbly
there's a lot of
fearless.
hard work behind it, and that's dope because you still don't even know what you want to do next.
But does that come?
That doesn't.
Is there something else? Is there another level that we haven't talked about? Right? It's like there's some
I
guys.
just want to design hotels and nail it.
Like we had Kurtioki on, right? And I know Kurtiel's story comes from struggle, and I think we all have different levels of struggle, or struggles at same level, whatever it is. Struggle is struggle. Does that come from something in your past where it's like I'm gonna take these chances? Because I've always said I've never been a people could look and say I probably took some risks, but to me, I've never been a major. I've been safe.
Yeah.
I've been cool with having a job that gives me a paycheck, and if I got to get another job to get another paycheck, I'll do that. But I've been cool with working for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that your path has come from some historical things prior to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or the fact that you're young, you don't have no kids.
You're
and
always
shit.
gonna work for somebody.
Yeah, I don't got kids and shit. I do want to work for myself eventually.
Not
I think,
from a company. Somebody is always going to hire your services.
Yeah.
No, but that's not what I
Always gonna work for
mean. Like
somebody.
I've worked for companies. Like I've always been comfortable doing that.
I just feel like for me, I don't know. It goes back to like my mom. I feel like because she had me when she was mad
Clean
young.
shit,
She
bro.
had me when she was like, she had just turned 17. Had me. She was cleaning houses. Like I don't know.
Just
There was
mom.
a certain like flexibility in how she moved. She wasn't stuck to one job. She would get certain jobs to have benefits, this and
Hustler.
that, but
She was a
still
hustler.
keep her
She was a hustler.
side hustle and keep
Right,
that going.
right.
And like, I don't know. I feel like a big part of it, when I think about it, has to do with that in a way, because
Shout out to
she's
moms.
just like, oh, she's still
Shout out to
working.
moms.
She's still cleaning cribs, and I'm just like, I don't want her to be cleaning houses forever, you know? And that's like
So,
something that I
make some
feel
more
like
New Balances,
makes me
man.
My
work
mom
harder.
does. My mom, her side hustle was cleaning houses.
Yeah.
Said, Mom, let's start your own business. Let's start
And
a cleaning
she talked
business.
about that
My
like
mother,
10 years ago,
my
but
mother
never
said,
did it.
nope.
And I'm like, if she
Nope.
did it,
They're
I love
you know?
babies. I want to work at a daycare, and then I'll clean a couple houses on the side.
Nah, y'all gotta stop though, because there are outliers.
No, I know.
Some people are just built to conform to what they do. There are some that break out, and
I'm not mad at
restructure
it.
culture.
I'm not mad at it.
Y'all are those people, and that was the purpose of your parents,
Right?
To make you better than them,
Right.
Yeah, you ain't cleaning shit. Niggas are working hard to clean the sneakers you make. You're welcome. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those situations.
No, that's why I said shout out to moms,
Yeah,
right? Because I think that
100%.
what you do comes from something that you saw with your mom doing.
For sure, it's like definitely in terms of like work ethic and
Right.
like what she's just like, always
Make
mentioned and talked
Make sure
about.
Drew
and made
had.
that point.
Make sure Drew had.
Yeah.
Are you the
Yeah.
only child?
Only child.
Let me tell you something. This nigga Drew, and I say, my man Drew is the most comfortable. As I keep listening to him, I pay attention to the details. And what I just got visual to, his socks.
I noticed.
Super dope. Super
This
dope.
dude
I want his socks.
wakes up with one thing on his mind. How comfortable will I be today?
I like that. I like that.
I'm gonna throw on this shit up top because I don't want to wear a uniform. I'm not gonna wear a uniform.
But I'm gonna throw on these socks though.
No, so there's a thing
It was
that I
78
noticed.
degrees today.
Yeah.
He got those socks
Yeah.
on.
So there's a thing.
Always.
So there's a thing because I've been around Stay Silent,
most comfortable.
the Bob, long enough. There's like a thing, right, where we're gonna mix generations, right? Today I might throw on some baggy jeans with some J's that people, because certain people might be like, damn.
It's the Christmas socks.
No, but
that's the part
no. I
that's
see the
fucking
socks.
me up.
No, I know, but there's like a theme of like I'm gonna have this like nostalgic moment today where I'm gonna go back, and these are what I'm gonna put on. And some people might not wear those Jordans because they, like you said, they're worn. Right? There's a lot of people that won't do that, and for me, there's an appreciation for that because I remember having those Jordans as a kid, and they looked just like that. They wasn't. I did everything in them.
Right.
I hope the Megatron feels that way.
Climb
about the ones
trees,
he
build
ruined.
clubhouses, go to the basketball. It's all in the same day, right?
Yeah,
Play
yeah.
hide and go seek, manhunt,
Right.
and go to play ball all in the same day in those one pair of sneakers.
Right.
These are worn, but guess what? They're Jordans.
Yeah.
Comfortable as fuck.
Yo, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Drew. I didn't. I learned a lot today.
Word.
I learned a lot.
100%.
Bread, black and red.
Jabos.
SB.
SB.
Girl, you look good, won't you? Them Jabos
So,
era right
so this
there.
is what I always said.
SB.
Because Twitter, because you brought up Twitter. Twitter connected me to a different world that I wasn't connected to. And then kind of meeting Jay and Sabrina. There's a backstory to it, but I'm not going to say it on air.
You can.
But
the after show.
no, but meeting Jay and Sabrina and kind of going into that world of a younger crowd and being invited into that world has kept me abreast too. And I'm a basketball coach, so I got younger kids, so
Yes.
it's like the breads. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like the 11s when they first came out, first patent leather sneaker we've ever seen in my
Not true.
life. Jordan?
They were before the Grand Hill Feelers.
I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm talking about Jordan.
You love the feelers.
No, all I'm saying is that they had the black pattern.
Yeah, around the thing. This is a whole black and
I don't know. It's
patent
11
leather.
seasons.
Let me finish. It's the whole.
95?
It's a whole leather toe. Means that it wrinkles.
No, it's different. It's different.
It wrinkles,
It's
right?
definitely Michael Jackson.
Like you don't want to wrinkle the toe of your sneaker, of any sneaker, right? And we was like, first black.
For y'all.
The Jordans. And
I was burning through my kicks.
but I'm talking about the price, right? The price, it was pricey. I don't know what it was in '96. It was probably in 100 and change, some 110, something like that. But it was the first sneaker of its kind. It was a Jordan shoe. We're in the locker room. Everybody's like, nah, I ain't balling in these. You know how much I pay for these? And they patent leather.
And they not good basketball sneakers.
And if I run in them, guess what the toe's gonna look like after the game? All wrinkled, the patent leather breaking and stuff like that. We was in the locker room. Say if it was just us five, we all had them. You gonna wear yours? Not if you wear yours. Well, Alex, what's up, man?
I didn't have them, so.
No, I'm just saying it was us five. We all had them. We're in the locker room.
Broke.
No bullshit. No bullshit.
100%.
That would be the like,
Free
damn,
lunch.
this nigga Alex can't get him.
Free
No,
lunch.
what's
That's what
crazy
I
because you
know.
brought up the
Free
Grand
lunch.
Hills. You brought up the Grand Hills.
100%. I know. I get it.
I can't pull up because it doesn't have our feet, but I have the picture where we all decided to wear our Jordans. There was one kid, and it wasn't a diss. He had the Grand Hills.
Shit is fire.
No, they was fire.
I know what y'all talking about.
No, everybody else on the team had the Grant Hills. We just didn't wear them.
Honestly, the shit that really stole the game from the Jordans, the Penny One foam posits. Psh, game over.
Probably the worst basketball shooter balling.
I don't know, but the best basketball shooter to wear. And then when David Robinson came out with them lime green and them black shits,
Right.
whew, game over.
I had
Foam
those.
posits invented.
But foam posits came out after I was in high school. Well, no, they was out, but nobody balled in them.
Oh, when did you go to high school? 19?
No, they was out. They was out. Because I bunked school.
I gotta tell him to stop fucking age shaming.
I know.
He does it a lot.
100% young niggas.
And he's 1 year younger than me.
I'm
not 40.
I'm not 40.
But-
Me and you the same age.
But-
Relax.
No, I bunked school. I remember who I bunked school with to go get the foam posits.
Yeah. Wait, the
The blue ones.
Duncan, what was his name?
No, foam posits. Penny had the first ones, though.
Those are the blue and black.
Yeah.
But it was
Tim Duncan had the...
not Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan had all gray joints. They were
No, it was the dude from San Antonio before him, the Admiral.
David Robinson.
David Robinson's with lime green and black. I'm telling you because
That
Adam
was like
bought
a
the
flight.
fucking.
It
He
was
bought
like
the
a
Columbia.
air-
he
It
bought-
wasn't foam posits.
He bought the Columbia
I had 'em.
all lime green.
I had them. It wasn't foam posits.
All right.
Well, Drew, I don't know what they talking about. Hey, appreciate you. We do this thing where it's honorable mentions.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And we just shout out what we either have been checking out for the past week or two, a month or whatever, or anything that we want to highlight. It could be a sneaker,
Something we
a
wanna put
book,
people
a
onto.
movie. Yeah, whatever you want to put people onto.
okay.
Yeah.
We can go if you want us to go, and then you can go. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Seeing as it's 100 years since
Tulsa.
to Tulsa Black History, I'm gonna put you onto a podcast called Black Myths Podcast, where they essentially don't agree with anything that's being said about what Black Wall Street really was. They do a very good job at citing their resources. One of the amazing things that I found out was they show a map of Tulsa, and this one little section of where Black Wall Street was compared to the whole map of Tulsa. It's very interesting. I think you should check it out. Black Myths Podcast.
Are you really trying to denounce the Tulsa massacre?
No, that's not what I'm denouncing.
I just want to make
that's
sure.
not what I'm
for
denouncing.
All of African America.
That's not what I'm denouncing.
I'm just checking.
That's not what it is denouncing.
You're not denouncing anything. You are recommending people look at a different perspective.
That's right.
Yep,
That's right.
that's fine. That's fine.
I'm going to go with, because Drew mentioned it early in the podcast, because I know the young guys, Unified Souls, which is right here, 500 Branch Avenue, Consignment Sneaker Shop. Shout out to them. But then also, because by the time we record our next podcast, he would already be 21 years old. But shout out to Sean Corey Carter.
Oh, we are on the streets.
My son.
We're on the streets
He
this
will be
weekend.
21 this Saturday. He's an amazing young man. I love him to death. Love you, son. Yeah, we outside Saturday.
Brass Monkeys?
Brass Monkeys, and then I know I got one of my young boys that already hit Sean up and said he gonna have some fun.
Y'all gonna wear a mask?
No,
Ain't no mask, bitch. I can jump.
Yeah, go ahead.
In light of my man Drew coming here today, I wanted to give my honorable mention to one of my favorite regional stores.
we don't like to use the word local.
Well, Bob didn't like to use the word local.
I didn't like
He
it.
was right though.
I didn't like it.
Regional's
I
right.
didn't like it.
And honestly, it wasn't until you explained the story about Bodega where it actually made more sense. It's Jhonny Cupcakes. So I'm wearing a t-shirt right now, Jhonny Cupcakes on Newberry Street. If you've never been there before, I have this hilarious story. A buddy of mine is on a diet. He reads the sign. 0 calories, no fat, no sugar. He's like, yo, we going across the street, we're getting a dozen muffins. So we go across the street, we walk in, the shit smells like muffins. Like they have candles that smell like muffins. And the whole time we're looking at him, we're like, yo, where the fucking muffins at? And they're like, bro, this ain't a muffin shop. It's a t-shirt shop. And that's what they do, the same kind of thing with the collaboration, limited editions. I got mine on right here. You can't find this shit nowhere else. Dope. Promise you. So Jhonny Cupcakes is definitely my honorable mention tonight.
Dope.
Newberry Street, Boston, Massachusetts. And Bodega. Well, I'll be to pick up 2 size 12s and 2 size 11 and a half.
I thought we was getting them delivered. We're not getting them delivered.
Oh, if we gotta go to it, we go to it.
All right, cool.
With a podcast night in Boston, I ain't got no problem with that.
Oh no, I'm willing to pay full price.
Yeah, we're paying for it. First and foremost, shout out to the soundtrack, the behind the scenes soundtrack that we had today. We had a lot of commotion today.
Yeah, we did.
Usually it's the sirens. But today we had like fireworks.
Like I felt like they was doing it on purpose.
Birds in the first.
Like that car was taking like mad long. Like,
Twice. He came back and did it twice.
Yeah, he did it twice.
You saw the windows open.
Yeah, shout out to them.
It's a growing pain.
I was like, what soundtrack coming?
Oh, okay. Everything we do is a group.
1,000%.
Won't You Be My Neighbor? I was a huge Mr. Rogers fan. Huge Mr. Rogers fan growing up. So Won't You Be My Neighbor? It's a documentary. I think it's on HBO Max or whatever it is. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
Saying it's definitely Mr. Rogers is pedophilia 101, bro.
Oh my
I
God.
promise you.
Oh my
Are you
God.
sure he wasn't a pervert?
Oh my God.
Everything about him made
You're
him
still going?
uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
No evidence. There's no evidence of that.
Maybe he was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about him. Something about him freaked me out. I ain't fuck with him.
There was a ton of people outside of his. He did like a showing, and there was a ton of people outside saying that he was a pedophile.
I'm not alone.
But there was on what basis?
I'm not saying I'm right. All I'm saying is he freaked me the fuck
I
out.
feel you. I loved Mr. Rogers.
I was a Fraggle Rock dude.
So was I.
Likewise.
As well as a Mr. Rogers do.
Me too. Cardigan King.
Shout out to Mr. Rogers, by the way.
Yeah.
Fraggle Rock.
Mr. Rogers he was one of us.
Oh, he gets
Shout out to
100%.
Mr. Rogers, allegedly.
Shout out to Mr. Rogers.
Oh, so I gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it. HBO Max.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Love it. My honorable mention goes to Feels Like Home. It's a book magazine coming out of Boston, New York. It's supposed to be a snapshot of the region and creative stuff that happens between these places. And there's a bunch of like people we all know of for sure, and then people beyond that contributed to it. But it's just a bunch of different like artwork of all different mediums in one book that's meant to, I don't know, sort of help carve out and establish the creative identity for the Northeast and making more of a connection between like New York, Providence, New England.
What's the name of it?
Feels Like Home.
Feels Like Home.
Yeah, and it's two of my friends, Sam and Albie, behind it. And
Sounds dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
It's coming out
That's
this
what's up.
summer.
Bro, it's the reason why I still live here. I'm from New York.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you that. So you're from New York.
I'm from New York. I live here. I
From
was
New
on
York as well, Cabo.
Cabo
Oh,
too.
are you?
I was on a flight one day, and it said top 5 cities to live in the world.
What did it say?
It said Providence, Rhode Island.
Really?
Why did it say
And
that?
I said,
And how long? When was this?
this
I'm
is
mad
like
at that.
11
And I'm
years
from
ago.
here, born and raised. I'm
It's like 11
what?
years ago. And I'm like,
wouldn't-
how?
I wouldn't move here.
Yeah,
Like,
Providence
somewhere else.
definitely like paid for that spot.
No, I'm here though. But they give you rationale as to why. First of all, it's a port city, right? So you can get everything you want from Europe right here by boat. It's 45 minutes from Boston. It's 2 hours from New York City.
Yeah.
You have the casinos 1 hour away, and the food is outstanding. And
It
I
is
was like,
prime.
I'm not gonna leave. And then the cost of living compared to if I wanted to
Yeah.
go back home and live in New York, or if I wanted to go live in Boston.
Okay, well, compared to those two.
The cost
compared
of
to those
living
two-
is
compared to those two,
crazy.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm
feel
staying.
Yeah.
I'm staying. And look at it.
A lot of
And
people
it
move
all
here
worked
to
out.
work
And I love
in
it.
Boston.
Yeah.
A lot of people move here to
Hell
work in
yeah.
Boston.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll drive the hour
Right.
versus pay the extra $300,000 in mortgage.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what was the name of the magazine again? The book?
It's called Feels Like Home. And yeah, it's all artists
Feels Like Home.
between New York,
Where can we
Boston,
find it?
Providence. It'll be on Feels Like Home dot studio, I believe, is the website, but Feels Like Home Mag is the IG, and that's probably the best
That's where.
place in
Yeah.
case
Feels Like
shit
Home Mag.
switches
I
up.
have one more question for you that I just got.
Sir.
My nephew wanted to ask. So I'm just gonna read the text and then you can just.
All right.
It's probably a super casual question he gets all the time. But how does one market themselves and build a name? So I guess he's asking, how did you build your name?
Yo, I feel like I'm still figuring it out right now, and I think the biggest thing is aligning with the right people to work with, because like all
People
this.
or feel?
What was it?
People or feel?
Oh, I'm all about the feel
Right.
for sure. But it's definitely like work outside of Bodega. For me, it's like so much of that work I've done for free for so many years, and I feel like that's the work that somehow people know me for. And like, granted, in the past 2 years, Bodega has like legitimized all of that work now, I feel like. So, but it's been like a buildup, and I was never pressed about like money when I was learning at the same time, because how am I gonna charge something when I'm still figuring it out? So I took all those opportunities to like learn things along the way, and I feel like, I don't know, looking at it more long term and approaching it like step by step has been the way that I've been able to create anything. So I guess that would be like the quick version of the advice, and the other part is just like I'm still carving out my own, like, I feel like people know what I do, and people that know me can see it 100% in Bodega and what comes out of there, but like people that don't know me they don't know where it's coming from, and that's like what I'm still trying to figure out and like build on going forward, I guess.
Yo, I still think it's super dope that you seem very successful. You work hard, and I admire people that admit that they don't know what the next step is, because I don't know, to me, is a world of opportunity, right? Like I don't know.
It's endless.
Means that now I can look anywhere.
I'm not boxed in.
So I love that. And then, we were talking about New Balances earlier, and we were talking about, our age and shit. And as I think about getting older, at least personally, as I think about getting older, I always think about changing lanes and how to change lanes and what does that mean to change lanes, right? And to hear from you, you know what I'm saying, speaking specifically, this is almost sounds like one of your first jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like one of your first major jobs.
It's the only
It's
job
job.
I've had since college.
Went from an intern to a job.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Career. Yo, you just sent Kava into Cirque du Soleil. He's the most flexible 80-year-old I know. He didn't know he wanted to go to Vegas. He knows now.
I'm going to Vegas.
But I want to give. I definitely want to, shout out to you, Drew, and shout out to.
100%.
For me, is
100%.
the environment that Stay Silent. You've been a part of that. That is what they created. Right, that vibe and that energy.
Definitely
because
a
anytime me and Drew see each other at any of those events, we at least have a 20-minute conversation around the vibe, right? Within the vibe.
He doesn't know if he can be that articulate.
Right?
You were
Within
fine
the
today,
vibe,
Drew.
right? So it's either
100%.
when this hat first came out, the PVD hat, the fitted this colorway, we talked at that, and then see
Game
each
over.
other. I think I had you noticed that I had what's the name's hoodie on, Into the Wood.
Oh yeah.
And you came up to me, ain't that what's the name's hoodie? I drew a blank on his name right now, but
Wait, was it Redwood? No.
Redwood.
Yeah. Nico.
And he was like, but even we was at the opening.
Asian dude you take the pictures with?
No.
Alright.
We was at the opening of Crib.
Yeah.
But even with all that music going around, we still had a 20-minute conversation within that. So the energy and the vibe is dope, and that's what I appreciate about you, right? Because like Reem said, it's not connected to the right people; it's connected to the feel.
Nah, that's like that really is everything to me. Even when I try to describe the process of work, it's like I just want the end product to like make the person on the receiving end like feel something, whether they hate it. Like it needs to have that like polarizing effect. Either they love it or they hate it. Cause like if it doesn't have that, I feel like it's like insignificant. So I do feel like the feeling is like kind of what I'm chasing behind everything. And it's like when I say if you know, you know, it's like certain color combinations, I didn't invent that shit. Yeah. It's been done, but like if you know where it's from, you'd be like, oh, he kind of drafted off of like Moab, ACG, Nike.
Right.
You know, and it's like all that type of stuff is like...
And it's a genuine feel, right? It comes from a real place.
Yeah, all I want, and I'm not even from Rhode Island, birthplace, right? From New York, but I'm gonna consider myself a Rhode Islander at this point in time.
Fam, you've been here a long time.
100%, right?
Over a decade you've been here.
But no, 2.
You're Rhode
Island. Right.
2, 100%.
Right, yeah.
But I want us to start owning it. Like, if it's not our year, why not? We have everything that you need to be a culture.
Right.
Nah,
we have everything you need.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And it goes anywhere. The rap, the art, the fucking shoe, the events, we have everything we and the food. Don't forget the food. Everything we need to be a culture is already here.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's not about time. It's not time to ask for acceptance.
Yeah.
It's just more about like apologize for the bombardment. That's it. Like that's it. We here. 50 miles long.
100%. Well, Drew, shout out to you.
1,000%. And before, I know you're...
Go ahead.
Because they all just said what they loved about you, so I'm going to tell you exactly. And you just... It was at the end. And not that everything else prior to didn't... You're not doing it. You said, and I can't... I'm going to paraphrase, but it was... It's not for the money. I did this because this is what the passion. And that spoke to me. That really spoke to me.
No uniforms.
No uniforms.
No uniforms.
No uniforms. The name of the podcast. No uniforms.
That spoke to me.
No uniforms.
Like, follow, comment, share.
Like, follow, comment, share. Fuck with us.
Fuck with us.
Fuck with Bodega.
Yes. Fuck with Drew.
We out.
Fuck with Drew Bars.
Peace.
Was it beyond all recognition?